Going on, player?
What's up?
Our boy dumped us.
He's gone.
Young King.
He's living the dream.
Yeah, right? That's dope out in Cali.
Yeah.
Fucking dude. I mean, what buddy of mine keeps telling me we gotta move out there.
I want to go. I've never been, you know.
Yeah. I want to check that out.
I want to go. I definitely plan on getting out there just to at least see what all the hype's about.
I want to see it, but like, I gotta get the fuck out of there quick. Because it's
yeah.
fires, earthquakes.
Holy shit. Yeah, are you kidding me?
The desalination plants run 24/7 to make water.
Mm.
They're doing this new thing. Oh, yeah. This is Akeem The Don featuring Kieran, episode 3. What's up, folks?
What's up?
Oh, yeah, we got a K. I should start looking at that. What the fuck am I doing?
I know.
We're on video. You can see my ugly mug. But yeah. So they're doing this thing now where businesses are they're reusing the water for like that they take in or whatever.
Yeah.
Like in a building.
Okay.
And they're filtering it on site.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like just all, and it's like they take black, like you have gray water and black water.
Yeah.
It's a black water filtration system.
Okay.
Everything runs through it. There was some building I heard they use I think they clean about 13,000 gallons of water a day.
Okay.
That's wild. And they're like, yeah, dude, I mean, we get the water. We can't just throw it back. We have to, you know what I mean? We got to reuse, because, the droughts and shit out there.
Oh, yeah, you kidding me?
California's such a fucking, I mean, dude, I'm convinced it's really just an MMORPG server, as nutty as it is out there. And then, because all that other shit, right? And then you have 10 million of these maniacs that want to be in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
That'll do anything to fucking get a little screen time.
Anything.
Like, people will jump off a bridge just to be in a semi-famous dude's like TikTok.
Oh, literally, yeah.
I mean, dude, it just attracts just sociopaths. It's so wild.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, I want to see it, but I don't know how long I want to be there for.
Yeah, I want to get in. I want to peep. Fuck out.
Yeah, I just want to see what it's all about. That's to see what life out there is like.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of comfortable on the East Coast.
Oh yeah, East Coast living is cool, man.
Yeah.
It's I want to see the Comedy Store. That's my big joint.
Yeah.
All the podcasts I listen to are comedy. I'm like obsessed with comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I gotta go down to the store and look at these motherfuckers in person. You know what I mean?
Right?
Just like, it's weird because there's some, I've been listening to like Burr for like 10 years plus, and it's just like, I know these people.
That's the thing. After this long, like,
it's such a weird feeling of just like, oh god, like I'm a stalker.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I know these.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, it really feels creepy. Like if I ever met celebrities, I'd have to just like, Burr, Segura, what's up? You know what I mean? Just give them a quick thing because in podcasts all the time they're always talking about how like people walk up and I'm like, do I gotta shoot this motherfucker? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
Like get away from me, you're creepy.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you don't want to like come off like that.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to come off that way, And
yeah, You actually don't realize that celebrities are people at first.
No, because and after that long of listening to them, like you said, you feel like you know them because like listening to their podcast, you feel like they're talking to you. Essentially, and yeah. It's
just this thing of it's just you realize at the end of it, once you've kind of worn it all out, you realize, oh, these are just people just like us.
Just like us.
They started, and you think like celebrities have some kind of like thing to them, like oh man, they're just lucky as shit. Like now they happen to be talented, they had a little shine, but they started from the bottom at their level.
Yeah. And
they just fucking like fought their way up, and now you know what I mean. So it's cool because you watch shit like that, and you're like, okay, all that shit's not that far. It's not like some pipe dream. It's attainable if you want to work for 20 fucking years and do, you know what I mean? Just grind it out.
Yeah.
You can do it. And also you realize, hey man, that's just a fucking person that's just, you know what I mean? They got their own little, it ain't what you think it is.
Yeah. That's
the one thing I've learned. Is
Definitely.
Just, whatever you think from the outside of like what Hollywood is and like what any level of like stardom is from entertainment, it's really just people like, especially some of these dudes that do multiple podcasts, like a Tom Segura.
Oh, yeah.
They just wake up like, we got to shoot this in. Or, fucking, my producer has shit going on. You know what I mean? It's just a whole fucking, excuse me. It's just a whole thing, you know?
That's what it is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want to go out there and check that shit out.
Definitely.
You know what though? I mean, I can always just like Google Street View.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately with different places. Yeah,
I do that in Japan.
Yeah.
I'll drop a dude in Japan, and I'll just, dude. You see the wildest stuff. You see vending machines where
you see like the most random shit sometimes. You know. Like...
you see vending machines where they're not supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You see like these tiny little back streets, and you're like, what the fuck?
You ever see sometimes like people like falling or tripping and shit?
Yeah, like some kind of There is some. I love that. There's a whole channel like you can Google that shit. There's whole like content creators. They're dedicated to finding strange things on Google Maps.
Oh yeah.
There's this TikTok channel that's like it's got creepy Google Maps.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you scroll through and it's like there's this eerie music and they're zooming into the place.
I gotta check that out. Yeah.
So that's a scroll away. It's like, nah, don't fucking. You're gonna show me skeletons in a catacomb.
Yeah, right.
Somewhere.
So what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I'm just like, jeez.
Yeah.
What's been up, man? It's been about a month of some change, huh?
Yeah, it's been about that. It's been about a month.
What you been up to?
For the most part, trying to just keep my head on, try to focus on some things, keeping up with my the entertainment that I like. I
got you.
Yeah, but other than that, not much. What have you been up to?
Yeah, the same. Just so the viewers, I keep looking at the camera. I keep forgetting you.
We forget you're there.
So, I'm sorry,
we'll
guys.
get used to you.
Yeah. Listen, you're a buzz. Right?
Hello again.
we're talking to you. No, but like so like getting sick sidelined me. You know what I mean?
Without doubt.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So like for a month, I was just like, man, I'm in bed, I'm chilling. It was weird. I was sick I was on death's door for one day, like the first day.
Yeah.
After that, I just had this just generally weak. I'm getting back up to speed, but yeah, I kind of been doing the same thing, just handling biz, just watching shit, doing shit. You know what I mean? Trying to.
Watching anything new lately, or catching anything new?
Watching old shit. Though I started watching.
I do the same shit.
I started watching Curb again.
Yeah.
Curb, you like Curb, right?
Oh yeah, I love Curb.
God, Curb is so fucking funny, man.
Hilarious.
Dude, if we keep agreeing with each other, it's gonna be a shitty podcast.
I know. We won't. I promise.
Yeah. No, but Curb is like, dude, it's funny. I try to make my mom watch it, and she's like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, Mom, you and me love Seinfeld. This is George. This is the inspiration for George.
Literally.
I cannot love it. And they can curse and do wild shit. You know what I mean? It's like Seinfeld uncensored.
Oh yeah.
It's like too hot for TV Seinfeld.
It's just so much fun. I just haven't watched it in a while. I could actually go for rewatching some of it.
Oh yeah. I walk around. So I walk around and like in my head I have that that tune that like when he's on the way to some shit and the horn comes in.
You just hear that in your head.
Yeah, that's my idiot head. I just walk around like that, like. Yeah, what am I gonna do next? That's funny.
Oh, I actually have something interesting I want to ask. So, one of my favorite shows, American Horror Story. The current season is called Double Feature. It's divided into two halves. And anyway, this first story is called Red Tide. And anyway, long story short, the basis of the story is there's this chemist who's in Provincetown, and she used to work for the government or whatever, and she's making these little black pills. And basically, if you take them, one of two things happens. If you have any type of real talent, then it will basically make you great at that talent, right? But then there's some things that go along with that. What you have to do is it also at the same time it takes the four main minerals out of your blood, so you have to replenish that by drinking other people's blood.
Oh.
And on the other side of that, so that's the one version. The other version is if you're not talented and you take it, then you just basically go mad because you realize you're just mediocre and you turn into like this pale creature. Kind of crazy. And so basically, with that being said, without getting into it, I just wanted to know if there was something like that available, like to enhance your talent, a pill like that, would you do it?
That's interesting. I mean, yeah, I'd have to, right? I just have a blood boy.
Yeah.
I just chain him up somewhere. Did they have to suck all the life out of them? Or
No, that's the thing. They so they like if they kill somebody, usually if they kill like one person, two people can usually feed off that one person if they decide to kill them, and that'll last them about a week. But they also can snack on people periodically and just take little sips out of people like their friends if they want. Oh hey, here you go, just take a little sip. But
I would do that, and then I would just be on like Tinder and shit a lot, right?
Yeah. And that's what in the show they're going on Craig because they're looking for people who won't be missed. So they're going on Craigslist and they're looking for people like who just society won't really miss. So they think they're doing a community service essentially.
Yeah. So I would just cut a deal. I would just be, I'd just be like, yo, what's up? What's up, chick? Let's hang out or whatever, right? Then when we're hooking up, I would just snack, just pretend I'm like, you know what I mean? And then just snack on them.
Yeah.
And just, all right, cool. And then, like, just kick them out and then just swipe again. And just, all right, who's next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who's next? And then eventually you'll be full.
Just have a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem, though, because you do that, right? When do you have time to work?
That's the thing.
Yeah, you're constantly, you know what I mean? I feel like I would just be like, all right, let me just stay a D-lister.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? Just try to get by, you know? And,
sorry. No, you go.
No, you go.
So that's the thing. So, like, and also, like, so you take the pill, and then, like, you might bang out a fucking full feature-length screenplay that night, right?
Okay.
But then you're going to be drained, and then you're going to have to feed. So the more you take the pill, the more you have to feed. And then also, if you stop taking the pill, then you won't ever be able to be talented at your craft again. So you kind of need it.
Oh, once you lose it, it that's an interesting. It sounds like an interesting allegory for Hollywood.
It's really and that's what it was. That's what I thought about. I thought the creator Ryan Murphy was really creative the way he did that. And obviously the purest blood. So essentially, like a baby's blood is the best kind of blood because it's not tarnished by anything, drugs or alcohol or anything really.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's kind of interesting.
Oh god. So that's funny that they're like.
And that whole conspiracy theory about Hollywood like eating babies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that ties into it. Yeah. I feel like because that's what people do to go to Hollywood, right? If they have any talent, they put themselves into overdrive mode and they work it and they do that for 5 or 10 years until they hit on something and then they're a star, right? But people and the masses who migrate to Hollywood just to try to get into something, they don't have any talent. They're mediocre. They're just like then no one loves them enough to tell them, right? Like everyone around. It's not their fault. Everyone around them sucks. Like when I was a kid, I remember I was singing one time, and Mom was like, "Yo, I love that you think you sound great," and it broke my heart a little, but it was sort of like, "All right, thank you for that reality check."
Yeah,
I could have been walking around. Actually, had sound. You know what I mean? Before, like as a young teen, I actually sung pretty good.
Okay.
But like once you let it go, it's hard to get back.
Is it really?
Yeah, it just kind of like by the time I hit like 18, 19, like nowadays I sound like shit. But like I could cover like Sting, Music Soul Child, you know what I mean, like some R&B shit. I could do it like to a decent, like I'm a believable. I could harmonize at the very least.
That's what's up. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I could kill it a little bit. I think it's a subjective thing whether I was good or not,
Yeah.
But once I got into the later, you know what I mean, I'm boozing, you know what I mean, I'm smoking casually, all that shit. Eventually, and I'm not singing that much, it would die out. Because in high school, I would come home, and no one was around, and I would play this long-ass R&B playlist. Like Brian McKnight and these other cats. And I would just be gaming, like StarCraft or whatever, and I would just be belting that shit out.
Belting it out, yeah.
Just killing it in the crib.
Damn.
And now it's like, I don't know, once in a while, I do when I got to clean the house, I turn on Alexa, I turn on Hamilton. All around the house. Okay. And I do the entire score.
Really?
I'm a one-man Hamilton show.
Okay.
I can do we can fuck around later. I'll show you some
shit. I would like to see that.
Yeah. I want to do a one-man. Oh, dude, we got cameras now. We can fucking, we can get my one-man production of Jesus Christ Superstar going.
I would fucking be honored to help with that.
Dude.
Oh, man, that'd be awesome.
I mean, I have a big YouTube channel of long-ass projects that no one's ever going to watch. I have, the book Dune? Yeah. I saw a little bit of the movie, too. Pretty good. The new one?
I heard it was good. I didn't see it.
Yeah. It's not going to be in the States for another, 5 weeks.
Okay.
I mean, but if you know what I mean? If you wiggle your way around the internet, you can find a copy.
Yeah.
But, what was I just talking about? I drop the ball like this all the time.
I do the same fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. One man. Okay. So, the book Dune, there is an audio copy that if you ask me, I'll give you a link to. Okay. And it's 20 hours long, and it's me reading Dune.
It's you?
It's me.
Really?
I just sat there, I read Dune.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I did it for one person. my boy Vince, ever since I read Dune when I was 13. Okay. Loved it. It was the book that got me into every other book. Really? I've read easily about 100 books. Okay. Right? Just fiction, nonfiction. And it all started because I didn't read anything. I read magazines and shit. Yeah. And then someone gave me Dune and just knew I would love it. And I read all the Dune books. And then I read all this other shit. Just just whatever I can get my fucking hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
so my buddy Vince, I've been trying to get him to read it forever.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get everybody to read Dune. Ask any of my friends, they'll be like, "Shut the fuck up about Dune." And so I'm like, Vin, you gotta read it. I gave him a copy. I gave his brother a copy. He read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole nine. I'm like, guys, it's the best. It's the best next thing from the Bible. You know what I mean? It's my Bible. It's one of my Bibles. You know what I mean? But it's like it's awesome. And finally, one day when I started streaming back in like 2016, I had all this recording equipment. I'm like, you know what? We'll get him to fucking watch it because he's kind of a, you know what I mean? He's a fan of my work, I guess. I said, you know what? If I just recorded my voice, I better watch it. I better listen to it. I did like the first like 10 chapters and sent it to him, and he's like, "Dude, I love this. I will read along. I will check this out. Finish it." Took me a couple years to finish, like in 3 different big recording sections.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But yeah, so there's 20. Listen, man, there's one file. Damn. It's big. It's 20 hours of me reading Dune. It's fuck. Now look, that's kind of cool to some people. To most people, that's the most obnoxious fucking thing they've ever heard of. It's psychopathic. You know? I
think it's fucking awesome.
It really, yeah. I think it's. I mean,
I don't know, but I know what you mean. You know, some people are different.
Here's the thing. I'll never listen to it.
Oh yeah,
because I was there. I think
you know what I mean? That's an experience.
I can't tell you. You know what's actually funny about it is that whenever at least once a chapter I fuck up.
Yeah. And
instead of just re-recording it, I'm like, what the fuck is that word? Like, you just hear me, you know, you're listening to me read it.
Oh, man, I think that would make it even better.
Mistakes and all. Yeah, I'll shoot it to you.
Definitely.
If you ever want to check it out, see what it's about, I'll shoot it to you.
But, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's that. There's like a 9-minute video on YouTube of me smoking a cigarette and listening to Celine Dion.
Really?
And just looking at the camera and just enjoying it. I just love smoking. I love it. I mean, like, the song is representative of how I feel about cigarettes and tobacco. Yeah, it's fun. But dude, I have a strange body of work. I mean, it's really weird. I don't know how we got on that topic. What the fuck are we talking about? Mediocre actors?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where we started.
Yeah, that's where we started and we got the man.
Nah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that is interesting because I think with the American Horror thing.
Yeah.
That's what happens is the masses of untalented people that go in, they get to the town. I mean, you show up to auditions. You know what I mean? There's 50 people in the fucking lobby. You know, and it's just like, fine. It's oversaturated.
Yeah.
And it just drains you of your spirit. And you're like, oh, God. You know? Like, I feel like, you know, this guy I work with, we do film shit. He wants to go to Georgia or, like, L.A. or some shit. Or, like, Atlanta. You know? Yeah. And I'm like, hey, man, we're from Philly. You know what I mean? We're from around this area. Like, let's get it how we live. You know what I mean? Let's figure out what's within arm's reach of us. Mm-hmm. Different Philadelphia film. Like, there's a film office in Center City. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a whole thing.
I used to intern there.
Really?
Yeah, when I was at Temple.
Oh shit. Do you know Maria? Russian chick?
I don't know. I don't recognize that name. What, does she work there?
Yeah. I'll ask you later. I won't put her name out there. But yeah, I used to work with her. She's pretty talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she got a job there a while ago.
It was definitely an interesting experience. You know, I was there about a year and a half back. I think it was like 2013 to 2014-ish, around that time.
Oh, that's not bad. What's it like over there?
It's not bad. You know, it was really just interesting just to, like, you know, just see, you know, any production, you know, small or big that films in the city, you know, or in and around the city. They just help you get permits, anything like that. They just help that process become smooth for you, basically. You know, It's just, it was interesting. And the big thing there when I was interning there was I was a marketing intern. There was marketing interns and production interns. Okay. So with me, the main thing was that every year, you know, when they were going over, Pennsylvania was doing their state budget every year or whatever, they were always trying to get more money for, like, tax incentives for, like, you know, for write-offs and stuff for the film industry. And they would always just deny it, you know what I mean? They would never they wouldn't give them that much. And they were saying that if you look at Atlanta and these other places, they have these, like, you know, awesome tax incentives, and people are going there to shoot things. And they were saying basically if we had better tax incentives, more productions would come to Philly and around the area, you know? I mean, so it was interesting. But even up until now, still they struggle with that, you know?
Yeah. Who funds it? Is that like is that like a lobbyist organization, or is it like?
No, it's through the government.
Oh, they shell it out. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and the state government, I guess in Harrisburg, they just don't see that as a priority, you know. Even though it could bring so much business to the region, you know, and So it's just no matter how hard we tried to get that, it was interesting though.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Philly in general. Like, because like New York, right? Like, if they want a business to come to New York, they'll give them like a tax-free thing for like 10 years.
Yeah.
We go through Philly, we take the L, right? We go through. There's always abandoned factories and all this shit around Philly.
All over.
It's like, dude, like Philly's like, I feel like it's like right now, I feel like Philly, you could start like your own real life RPG in Philly, right?
Yeah.
And just like start like hey, let's take this factory and build it up and do shit, and make shit, just kind of, and just like rebuild the entire city eventually. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
Like if I was gonna open a business where like I needed bodies, like I needed people,
yeah,
I'd be like, dude, let's take one of these old shit factories. Okay, it's a couple blocks from the L, so maybe it's just dark and rough looking. You know what I mean? Like it's just, at night it's like,
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck that. I go through spots like that.
Exactly.
And just bang out widgets and just like jumpstart the fucking economy there.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why don't we do that in Philly?
It's a fucking great idea,
Just say, hey, factories, come to Philly. We'll get. That's what manufacturing is. That's a whole NAFTA thing. You know what I mean? It makes sense that we don't have that kind of shit anymore. But they could turn those things into office buildings.
Without a doubt, yeah, definitely.
Just boom, everybody come here. You know what I mean? There's all this free real estate. Boom, that's all it would take. Is just like the government investing the minimal.
Yeah. To
get these spots up the code, just to make them like offices.
Yeah.
And then just say, hey, anyone wants like space, we'll give you a deal. Come in. It's gonna, I've played SimCity enough to know that this is what you do. You know what I mean? Like I've thought about that.
Yeah. No, for real. I like the sound of that. That's actually something the city should definitely look into.
Don't you love ideas? Don't you love creation?
Oh, they're the best. When you get that idea, you just feel it developing, and then you just know it's go time. Once you get that idea.
It's like it just latches on your imagination. You're like, damn, if I'm ever in that spot, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's the problem though. When you have too many good ideas, or things that you think are good ideas.
Yeah.
It's just this thing of like, which one do I actually want to do?
Yeah, it can get a little overwhelming, when you think when you have like a lot of ideas, like you're saying. Yeah.
It's like speaking of Dune. There's a quote from Dune, is that life looks like the open bled of a desert, but it actually is a narrow hallway.
Mm.
You're always going to be like determinism. Like you're always going to be moving through the one. Like whatever choice you make is.
Yeah.
Every choice you're ever going to make, you've already made it, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So like you think of like 10 cool, 20 cool things. When you actually start, and that's the thing too, when you actually start getting into something, like I was big into crypto, this year.
Yeah.
And it was fun at first. I'm like, oh my God, I was running up and down, I was fucking with my rig. You know what I mean? Like I'm running upstairs, downstairs, fucking with rigs, doing shit. You know what I mean? Like fucking, like constantly into it.
Yeah.
The novelty wears off, and now you're like, cool, everything works, it's running. Now I just wait. Now I just get up. I crack a beer at fucking 10 a.m. and I just stare at him for like 20 minutes. Like, yeah. Make a theory for me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, just fucking look at it.
Right.
Fucking. And yeah, it just becomes this thing of like, all right, it's great to have all these ideas. Actually doing them is the fucking, I don't know. I feel like we need to be like accountability buddies and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, just because we need like hey, we doing this? You know what I mean? Like something that you're not just a dude alone that can just sit there and game all day. Like that's my problem.
Yeah,
I got all this stuff I'm working on and fucking around with, but like every once in I just sometimes I just get on a gaming kick.
Yeah.
Let's run some League. Let's run some Crusaders Kings. You know what I mean? And then just fuck it. You know what I mean? I just get on this thing where I'm like I'm enjoying this. It's like and I feel like I don't know.
No, I feel the same way about me and Akeem talk about that a lot about keeping each other held accountable and stuff, and it's not always easy, but it does help to have someone there, you know what I mean, like to have people there in your life, because it's like for me, I don't game that much, but for me it's like binging like shows or movies. I'll just go on a fucking binge, and before I know it, it's a whole fucking day, and I'm like, oh shit, like I haven't done anything. So it's just like get distracted. I do have like I have so many ideas, but I just have like follow through issues, with finishing and executing.
You know what it is? We need fresh blood all the time, right? We need to keep bringing in. You know what I mean? Like, hey, now I'm in the fold. We're gonna be doing shit, and then just whoever else is there. All right, cool. Let's bring that motherfucker.
Right.
And then it's also, you know what I mean, like that, right? You realize that, right? Like that's the key. As long as there's always something fresh on the table and happening. Like now, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel like doing something. I feel like shooting some shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. We figured it out. We've solved unproductivity.
Right. Like I feel like everyone, like a lot of like creative people, we can all like relate to that. You know what I mean? Like that struggle of like like focusing and executing things. And you know what my one of my big things is that like I'll have ideas and I'll just I'll think that they're too like grandiose at that time. Oh, this is something I could do at a later time, and I try to I try to remind myself just to like focus like on what's the movie that or the project that I can do now. Like what do I you know what I mean? But I struggle with that because I had these bigger ideas, and it's not that I can't do them, but I guess I don't sometimes don't believe that I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I have like I have the same thing.
yeah.
I have a few projects where I'm like I want to do it at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'll get caught up in like daydreaming about them or writing a little. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is. I've gotten a little better recently with like, all right, manage. Like a long time ago, somebody told me how to manage my time. They said do the things, get your to-do list together, sort them by the thing that you can get done quickest right now.
Okay.
So if something will take you 5-10 minutes, a half hour, do that one first.
Okay.
And then just in descending order, just from shortest to fastest. And then just, you just work on the immediate things, the easiest, the things you can get done now.
Yeah.
And just do until, and try not to take on new shit as much as possible until you wipe everything out.
Yeah.
And then once you're I mean, dude, a clean slate is like I mean, we're going to see Middle East peace before I get my fucking to-do list clear. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
it just, because it's every month you get into a thing where you're like, I want to do something new. A little something new. Put an hour into it a week. You know what I mean? But it's a disaster.
I know.
I wish I could be. I wish I could go back to being. You know what I mean? Like plug me back into the Matrix. You know what I mean? I wish I could be that thing.
I know.
I just can't. I won't.
I can't.
I don't like steak that much. You know what I mean? I'm just like, it's fine, but like, I don't know what the fuck I'm even talking about anymore. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, it's. I don't fucking know. Yeah, man.
What else is going on?
Yeah, fucking. What have you been watching lately?
Besides American Horror Story, me, I'm a big horror guy. I've been watching some new horror movies. Like I saw the new Candyman movie, which is actually pretty good.
Oh, you follow all the.
Yeah, I love it.
You follow the genre.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And one of them, I saw James Wan's new movie, Malignant, was really good. He made like Saw and The Conjuring, those types of movies. He's awesome. And this movie was just, I mean, like any movie, I guess it's getting mixed reviews, but overwhelmingly, I think it's getting more positive reviews. It was really like so fresh and different, and I feel like it's hard to accomplish these days because like everything's kind of been done in a way, but you put your unique spin on it, and what he did with it is just like was really an interesting thing. Like I was happy I wasn't spoiled before I went into the movie. It was actually a really creative movie, and I actually it started nowadays because of COVID and stuff. That was released on HBO Max the same day it was in theaters, so I just watched it at home, but I kind of wished I'd seen it in theaters because it was a really fun experience.
Yeah. A buddy of mine, he's saving me for Dune in theaters.
Oh, I bet that people are saying that like you should see that movie in theaters.
Here's my thing with Dune, right? And I might piss people off if I say this, but like, so that's what they're saying, right? They produced the film. They were going to drop it last year. They didn't want to put it out because they wanted it to be a big theater experience, right? Mm-hmm. And everywhere you go, like Dune people, like right now, it's in theaters overseas, and you can't see it in America for another 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So me, you know how I roll.
Oh yeah.
Boy, gonna snoop around in there and find a little something. Right?
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
Yeah. So I do that, and people, everybody's like, "Oh my god, I can't wait another 5 weeks." Mm-hmm. I just tell people like, dude, site's got it. The pirate site's got it.
It's available.
I shot that out to like a Dune group, and they like removed my comment.
You serious?
Yeah, because
oh shit,
there's this like thing of like, hey, the movie has to do good in theaters, so because it's the book Dune, it's going to be split into 2 movies.
Yeah,
it's like the first half of it, the second, and that's the first book.
Oh yeah, I was reading that about the director was talking about that.
And if they get a 3rd book, I believe they're going to do the 2nd book of the series in the 3rd movie.
Okay,
which is great. I mean, like, I want to see it all.
Yeah,
it's great, but like this whole thing of like, oh my god, don't pirate it, don't catch a preview, don't, you know what I mean? It's just like, dude, I mean, it's really, I feel like the Dune IP and the people who own it and run it, they've elevated Dune to this like this majestic, unattainable thing.
Yeah.
It was written in '65. The author's a genius. You know what I mean? His son and Kevin J. Anderson, they do pretty good with the sequels and the prequels.
Yeah.
You know, like they did this extended universe thing.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's like they elevated so high, and they're so stuffy about it. And it's like, you know, Dune's great. Everyone loves Dune. You know what I mean? Like shit posters and fucking chill people alike. Well, I mean, you see the shit posting group. The memes are just out of control. They're ridiculous. Yeah, to the point of making fun of the authors and the material itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's big ass jokes throughout the whole thing. You know, listen, Frank Herbert wrote a few things in Dune that were like, you know, there's beef swelling, there's vaginal pulsating, there's a lot of weird shit. In book 6. Not I didn't read those fucking books, but like in book 6, they take the clone of a guy from book 5, this old general.
Yeah.
They clone him. They grab his cells at the end of book 5. So by the time book 6 rolls around, they have a clone of him.
Yeah.
And he's 10 years old. And what they do is they have one of the chicks fuck him, and he becomes himself. Like, it has to take some traumatic thing to awaken a what they call a Gola, like a clone.
Okay.
And he wrote that in the mid-'80s.
Shit.
And it's such a troubling piece of material now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god. But like, it's weird because the rest of the book, he's like, God, like you see his thoughts. He's like, God damn, this piping voice, because he's walking around as a boy, but he has all his memories from being in his prior life of a grown ass general and all this shit, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how weird Dune gets.
Okay.
That's the worst of it. They don't really get into that too. You know what I mean?
Sounds interesting, you know.
Dune, yeah.
You kind of make me want to get into it.
There's this great scene in book 4 where the clone of Dunk, Jason Momoa in the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but he's in the 4th book.
Okay.
And it's 3,500 years later.
Oh shit.
Because of the clone thing.
Yeah.
The book 2, they reveal the clones.
Okay.
They keep cloning Jason Momoa over and over throughout the entire fucking for 5,000 years.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a reason for it. But like in book 4, he's climbing a wall just with hands. Okay. Like, yes, they're gonna assassinate this guy, and the only way to get to him is to do, you know what I mean, this roundabout way.
Shit.
And like the grooves of the wall, right, like the porous rock, he's slowly like grabbing on to the fucking wall, letting his hands sink into it, like as much as like almost like kind of spiders work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
just slowly going up. And there's this chick, this character that's at the bottom, and she's like really enjoying this manly, like this display of fucking manliness. And he writes that by the time he gets up to the top, she's like, oh my god. And when he throws the first length of the rope down to go get them, she has an orgasm.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Dude, I mean,
wow.
Frank Herbert writes this great material that's fucking cool, and it's like big shit. And then every once in a while, in every book, every other book, there's one chapter where you're like, what the fuck was he smoking? What was That's insane.
Kind of just like comes out and catches you off guard a little bit.
yeah, it's just like, that's the first one that I read that I was like, Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, it's really... the book's got weird subjects. It's like in book 3, there's a thing where the sons, the son and daughter, the twin son and daughter of the main character of Dune, they were born with having all their memories from their mother and father. Okay. So in a weird way, they are their father and mother. Yeah. So they don't do stuff with each other, but they have the memories of, oh yeah, we used to, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just this, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they broach that kind of really uncomfortable topics. Huh. If you love Dune, though, you're like, okay, cool. Like, but it's just, he spices it with like, yeah, geez, dude, incest, all this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, they're one of the characters she's pre-born, so she's aware of herself before she was born, and she has all the other memories, and there's like mystical shit they're doing, right? Yeah. Eventually, the memories of her evil grandfather take her over, and he lives vicariously through her.
Okay.
And so she's like fucking people behind the other dude's back and all this shit. But he's in the head enjoying it. Like, yeah, fucking. And it's just so like, dude, it's yeah. But it's crazy because like that, if you just knew that about Dune, you'd be like, God, what a creep, you know?
Yeah.
But the overall arching thing of it is just this big, sci-fi medieval tale of like it's so great, it's so grand,
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like just not to fucking beat the hell out of Dune, but like I feel like they take Dune as an IP and they just swear that like God himself wrote it through Frank Herbert's hand,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, hey, dude, can we just, dude, drop it on HBO Max? Because look, it's been a year. It's been in production.
Yeah.
They shot it. They waited months to drop it, and then they said, wait, COVID, let's wait a year. And it's like, dude, fucking. Yeah, go fucking, now make a federal case out of me pirating this shit. Like, you have to think of dude, Dune is great, but, like, the fans are fucking, don't make a big fucking deal out of it, you know what I mean? Just super standing it like that. We're not gonna get a second movie. Dude, if it has interest, it's gonna get a second movie.
Oh, without a doubt.
Don't,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, don't fucking, they are, like, right now, it's not out in the U.S. yet, but they're like 130 million short of breaking even on the budget.
Okay.
But like that's just because it's out in a few theaters.
Yeah, that's the thing,
It makes me a little nervous. I'm like, I want,
Yeah.
But like my little fucking $12 ticket ain't gonna do nothing.
Exactly. Like, what did you ever see? Because I don't really know anything about Dune. Did you ever see David Lynch's Dune?
I did.
How was it?
I fucking hated it.
I heard it was horrible. Even him himself, he didn't even want to be associated with it because he hated the final product because like the producers just like it. Yeah. He didn't get to tell the story he wanted to tell the way he wanted to tell it. Apparently, that's what I heard.
And the crazy thing is when you watch Dune, David Lynch '84 Dune, yeah, it's. I mean, you'd think about it like, what the fuck did you do to Dune? Right? There's all sorts of stuff. There's all these very massive creative liberties that he took.
Yeah. And
just kind of shoehorned him in and just he really lynched it up, you know what I mean? He really just...
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, by the time I got around to Dune, there was already the sci-fi miniseries out.
Okay.
Dune 2000.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that, and then when I went to watch 84 Dune, I was like...
What the fuck is this?
This is like horrible, man. It's just so like... It's just, it's very...
I heard it was horrible.
It's very strange. Here's the thing, though. People who love Dune, and then when it first came out in theaters in '84, they love it.
Really?
They think it's the best thing.
Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting.
I think I was tainted by seeing the miniseries first.
Oh, fuck, I got you.
Yeah. And probably at that point, I was not a big film buff, so I didn't have this... I couldn't watch... I knew when I was watching an '80s film.
Yeah.
It really bugged me.
I know what you mean.
People can't watch shit in black and white or something like that. I was sort of like that back then, so I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So,
I know what you mean.
But yeah, it is acclaimed, and Frank said he liked it. Frank Herbert died in '86. He was around in '84.
Okay.
So he said he enjoyed it and he was cool with it.
Interesting.
Ridley Scott was supposed to be the director of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would have changed the human history as we know it.
Oh yeah.
But like, what was I gonna say? What happened? I think there was like a death in his family, something like that, or he got sick, and he just couldn't fulfill the role.
Oh, so that's what happened.
So they brought Lynch in.
Okay.
And then Lynch did his thing, like just the way that guy even looks. You know what I mean? Just hey. I saw him. I didn't know it was him. I saw him once in Louis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You ever see that?
Mm-hmm.
Louis is good. But he's that guy that's like Well, yeah, you know. So fucking and then later I realized that's David Lynch. Like that's fucking.
I've actually within the past year and a half I've been like getting into some of his work and specifically Twin Peaks.
Okay.
I'm watching that which I kind of like became obsessed with, just like it kind of captivated me, you know what I mean, in a weird way. And then it came back in 2017 for like a third season, The Return, and it was fucking crazy, batshit crazy, and like the reviews were very just like mixed. Some people hated it, some people loved it, but I fucking loved it. I mean, loved it. Look, Twin Peaks shirt right here.
Oh shit!
And I'm telling you, it's fucking, and it's not for everyone, but I'm telling you, it's just. It was just amazing. It just got me into some of his work, and then Dune I never watched because I just didn't hear good things about that, so I didn't want to watch that. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. He's different, and his method is really out there, and he's just odd. And watching him behind the scenes on set is just like it's interesting, and he's a different kind of dude.
Yeah.
He was originally what was it George Lucas wanted him to do a Star Wars movie, David Lynch. And they went, and David Lynch met with him, and he said it was the crazy. He said they sat down and talked, and he said by the end of the conversation, he was like,
"I have a restraining order.
I don't want to make it." David Lynch said, "I do not want to make this movie."
Oh, Lynch didn't like Lucas.
No, it wasn't that. He just felt like he said, "George," he said, "you should make this movie. Like this sounds like your baby. Like you should make this movie." And he went to his agent, and he said, "I'm not making this movie. Like I do not want to make this." Like he just didn't feel comfortable taking it on. Like. And, fulfilling that role, because I guess for whatever reason, so he told George that he should be the one who directs it, and it was interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you'll shit on Dune, but Star Wars,
yeah. So now, that's funny that you told me that story about so now I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? Like.
that is interesting. What is Twin Peaks? I don't know about
Twin Peaks. It's just, it was, it was a fucking show. It was back on in the early 90s, 2 seasons. Then it ended abruptly. They were kind of upset, But then 2017, it's a cult show. People love it, and
it's like Firefly. People love that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a good analogy, And it's just, I'm telling you, it's just, and the thing is, the original series was it was on like network TV, so like it was kind of like mixed some genres, but it essentially felt like kind of like soap opera-ish drama in a way, but it had some weird supernatural elements to it. But back then, he couldn't really explore as much as he wanted to on network TV at that time. So 2017. All right, camera's rolling again. We'll have to fix that.
It says it has full battery too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What was it running off of fucking solar until now?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a fucking. Is the audio still the same?
Audio's still going.
Still going. Okay. All right, we're good.
So we're back.
Yeah. All right. So what is it about? What's Twin Peaks like? What's happening in Twin Peaks?
So it's basically just like a lot of other shows. It's like this Twin Peaks, this small little like town and like kind of like suburbia. It's in I think it's in where is it? I forget where it is. It's somewhere like out in the on the west. I think it's I don't know if it's fuck. I can't remember what state it's in, but
big Lynch fan.
It's fucking yeah. It's fucking such a weird fucking town, and it's just like. It just the beginning. What begins the story is that there's this body found, and it ends up being like the homecoming queen. Laura Palmer's her name of the town, and everyone's like, "Oh God, like who could have done this?" And then throughout the show, you find out all these secrets about her, and thus all these secrets about the town and the town's residents. And it's just crazy, and like what I mean. And some of it, like I said, comes off kind of like a soap opera, But it's like kind of like it's hard. I'm telling you, it's hard to explain.
It's like Dawson's Creek meets like Jason.
Yeah, it's just the genres just fucking bend and mix in so many different ways. But I love it. And but what I'm saying is that 2017, The Return, which is the 3rd season, when Showtime picked it up, and David Lynch had conditions. He said, "Look," he said, "I want full creative control. I want to tell it the way I want." And it was fucking. Some of the fans of the original were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
But the thing is that what they didn't understand, I feel like, is that like he finally got to the little bit of darkness that he explored in the original series was on full force in this new season.
Full license.
So you got a little tiny bit of like the soap opera stuff, but then you just got full force supernatural craziness, and it was just I loved it. It was like it's insane. But when I first tried to start watching it, I didn't watch the original show, and I just got into the 3rd season, and I couldn't get into it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But then after watching the original show, I loved it, and I just fell in love with it. And it's just, but it's not for everyone, because that's the thing. Some people fucking hate it, but the people who love it, love it. I'm telling you. It's an interesting show.
So, like, the 2017, is that a reboot, a remake, or is it a continuous story?
No, it's technically like a 3rd season. It's just called Twin Peaks: The Return. Yeah, so they bring back all the characters, and the way it ended on a cliffhanger back in '91. So and at the end of the finale of the 2nd season back in '91, they one of the characters says something about, "Oh, see you again in 25 years," and it was 25 years later that they did season 3. So it was pretty interesting.
Holy shit, David Lynch!
I know. It's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you know what I mean? And I literally didn't start watching the original show until after the 3rd season in 2017 had aired. I didn't get into this until about, I think it was 2019 or 2020 maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm watching all this, binging it like crazy, and I can't stop watching it. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, this is just his like masterwork. And it's insane. It's crazy. But it's fucking, I'm telling you, it goes in crazy directions and places. And
Yeah.
And it's hard to understand. I'm telling you, I've rewatched it a couple times because it fucks with your head. It's like it's not easy to follow.
I gotta read his Wikipedia page. That's what I can say. I gotta find out what's up with this dude.
Mm-hmm. And one of his movies that I saw that was really good, that I loved, was Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet. Oh yeah.
I thought it was a really good film.
Someone said that David Lynch films are like they're all boring movies. Like they're all the sucky films. You know what I mean? They're just like, yeah, we get it. It's a film that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I jump in and out of obsessions. There Will Be Blood. I didn't see. People love this movie forever. I just was not. I was a fucking little anime kid for most of my life. You know.
I've only seen clips. I haven't seen the whole movie.
It's pretty good.
I heard it was amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's how do I put it? So, all right. So it's Wes Anderson. He's a director, right? Daniel Day-Lewis is the lead role. That's what got me into it. People swore up, and I always hear the name Daniel Day-Lewis, like just around, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, who is this guy? He's this amazing actor, allegedly, you know. So I'm like, all right, I gotta check him out. And I just went down that rabbit hole, right? And then people were like, "There Will Be Blood." Never seen There Will Be Blood, and I saw it like this year.
Yeah.
And God, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. It's based off a book called Oil, right? All these new directors, here's what they do: they take a book, Lynch, the whole nine.
Oh.
They take a book and they wipe your fucking ass with it. Because Oil has nothing to do with There Will Be Blood. It's just loosely based. It's just in the same setting, and then he's like, I got an idea. I'm going to make a guy. But you've seen it, right? Oh, you've seen
only clips, yeah.
Did you see it again?
No, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, man. It's really good. I'm gonna show you. But
I'm excited.
It's really, here's the thing. It's really a boring fucking movie. It's one of these.
Is it long?
It's not too long. It's a nice length. Probably 2 hours, give or take.
Cool.
Probably longer too. But it's it's just one of these affairs where you're just like, all right, you have to give a fuck. It looks great. It's really for film buffs. Cinema, you know, it's the colors are all neat. Cinematographically, that's the word I was looking for. It's a fascinating piece.
Okay.
And I can really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I heard Louis C.K., he pops onto this like a movie podcast once in a while, talks about it.
Okay.
I heard everything that Louis C.K., like I follow this guy, right? Yeah. And he talks about what the movie was like, and it was such a fascinating like explanation of a movie. I had to go watch it.
Yeah.
I had to go watch everything I could bear to watch of Wes Anderson. I had to look at. Because I'm like, oh, this guy's a fascinating fucking dude. So yeah, I checked that out. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I am becoming like a weird film buff where I'm like, what do you like? Every dude starts with Tarantino. Oh. You start with Tarantino and you start with like Spike Lee. Like, those are my first two. Like I'm following directors and not stories or actors. Yeah. So I watched all their shit, and then eventually. Yeah, and that was it. And then a long time later, I got into more serious guys. Okay. You know what I mean? Anderson, I can't name another. I don't know, 2 brain cells to rub together. But, yeah, so now I'm on this thing where if I find a new director or a new thing, I'll follow that. Yeah. Danny Lewis is all right. Yeah. No Country for Old Men. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that. People love him. What was one of the older movies he was in? My Left Foot, I think it was called. What? I never saw it, but my mom loved that movie. I think he won an Oscar for it. Yeah. Something about like he played he was based on a real life person, and like he was a painter or something, and he painted with his feet. So he didn't have hands or something. Something like that. Yeah. That's neat. I don't know if I got that right, but something like that.
Yeah. You think Joaquin Phoenix is like trying to be Daniel Day-Lewis?
Why do you say that?
Just in a lot of his roles, like he's in this one Woody Allen movie where he's kind of a sad, depressed dude, and he's kind of. And then like the Joker was very weird. Yeah, you know what I mean? It just
that's interesting. I never thought about that.
I feel like Daniel Day-Lewis is like the god of acting, and everyone like there's a couple of dudes who are fighting for that slot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He has like that status. You know what I mean? It's just
He's such a. I seen an interview with him. Him and Anderson. They sat down with like a newspaper does a big auditorium interview with someone. Whatever the fuck that's about. They sat down with this, and like he's just the strangest guy. Yeah, like it's so funny to see 2 filmmakers like, but they're just awkward and weird, just in a chair. Like they're not personable. Yeah, they're just like dudes that they're just like accountants somewhere. Like we're just gonna do our job.
And it's like you can tell like the whole interview part of like they kind of like don't really seem like they want to be there sometimes. It's like
yeah, it's like forced. It's
yeah.
like Daniel Day-Lewis, like he can explain things about acting that gives you interesting insights.
Yeah.
He's a little vague. He's not. He just feels acting, and he kind of explains what he's doing in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like he gives this vague thing. I think Anderson's kind of the same way. He's like, yeah, I just kind of did the work. You know what I mean? Like he explains it to you like he's a fucking plumber. Like, yeah, we took this thing out. We did. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of, but you expect people in in entertainment to be these like, you know what I mean? These massive people that can just kind of spit game and talk. And at least in Wes Anderson's case, it was like, this guy is just a fucking. How the fuck did you get a job? Like it just, you know what I mean? Like,
he does seem like really like kind of like awkward and yeah.
It's very cool because it really tells you like some areas it is a meritocracy. Mm-hmm. If you can do the work and you can do it doesn't matter who you schmooze with or who likes you. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you know what we found him? Aaron Sorkin.
Aaron Sorkin, yeah.
Do you fuck with his shit?
Oh yeah.
I watched Moneyball the other day twice in a row.
I haven't seen that movie probably since the year after it came out. And I actually could go for watching it. I love that fucking movie.
It's so good. Dude, it's actually better than a lot of his other movies. Yeah. You know, I like those too. Yeah, because you got the whole, like, Billy Bean and you're following his shit. Mm-hmm. And it's not like, it's in the reverse of the perspective is reverse of the traditional perspective of a movie. In the sense that Billy Bean and what's his face? It's Brad Pitt and it's Jonah Hill.
Yeah. And
they're coming at baseball from the statistical point of view, and they make these like traditional, good old boys like they make them out to be jackasses the whole time because they're just like, that ain't what baseball. Look at him. Look what he's like. You know what I mean? Like they're giving all this look shit.
Yeah.
And Jonah Hill's just this big fat quiet dude. Like actually, if you run the numbers, we could. This guy. You know, it's just. That's a real, it's a whole real,
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like the Microsoft paperclip sometimes. The guy that explains shit to you. Mm-hmm. I feel like I end up explaining shit to people. And I know I get irritated when I do that. It's got to be downright offensive to some people. Where it's just like, yeah, dude, I fucking know. Okay? I got a working. You ever feel like that with people? You're like, hey, I have a working brain the same way you do.
Yep. No,
stop.
It's like, yeah, I fucking know. Like, you don't gotta.
You think I fell off the turnip truck yesterday?
Right.
For real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I overdo that shit to people.
No, I know. I'm guilty of it too sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's so funny. But yeah, that dude. So they offered that dude, that real life dude, $12.5 million for over 5 years.
Really?
To this day, if he had taken that offer, he didn't take it. If he had taken that offer, he would, if it was this year, he would still be the most highly paid GM in MLB history. Mm. Yeah, they love, like, that's, ever since that, baseball all works like that now. Yeah. They did the Red Sox thing, they broke their 108 fucking year, like, streak of not winning.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, the year, 108 is an auspicious number in Eastern culture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Asians, like 108, it's 108 is the there's this old book that the Suikoden games were based off of.
Okay.
And it's 108 like rebels get together and fight like the Empire or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's this old ass book. That's what happens in the Suikoden games. And
yeah.
It's pretty cool. But the number 108 pops up so much in like Asia. And it's very interesting that the Red Sox went 108 years without winning a World Series, and then they won it.
Yeah, right.
It's just yeah. When I heard that, I was like in the headlines. I'm like, dude, is this
right? Like
108? What a weird 108 years too.
Yeah, that's just like a random. You know what I mean? It's
It's not like it's been 108 days since I had diarrhea.
Yeah.
It's 108 years since I've won.
Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's such a cool. I don't give a fuck about baseball, right? But it's so cool that I didn't realize you can trade people mid-team. I thought you just draft and you buy people and that's it.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, they get done a game and like dudes can just sit down and be like, all right, let's crunch numbers. Let's buy that guy that we're about to play against and give him this asshole. And they can do all this shit, right? Like you got this budget of whatever and you're like, all right, I'll sell you him for this guy and a pack of fucking gum. You know what I mean? Like they can do all the, like you can just, that's so fucking cool. Like, it just really, it seems interesting.
It does,
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Sorkin kills it like that too, because he does the study, he does the work of looking. You know what I mean? Like he takes a subject that's fascinating.
Yeah.
And he fucking digs into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, remember, Casino, when Ace fucking, he wants to know what wood they're using on the fucking backboards and all that shit. Aaron Sorkin is the real life Golden Jew.
Literally.
He's really into it. He's like, I'm going to make a movie about something, and every fucking detail, and I love that. I love the idea.
You're right though. Like,
yeah, it's just fucking.
Every little detail, like matters, and it's interesting.
It's night. I envy the fact that he has a subject matter and a career where he wants to get into every detail.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a rare thing. Who cares that much? Who I can do something for like 3 days straight, right? After that, I'm like, dude, I gotta relax. You know what I mean? Do a little internet searching and gaming, chilling. It's like that. I can get passionate for 3 days and then I'm out. And then I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
It just is what it is. I feel like I'm a little more, since I've been fucking with writing and film and shit. I feel like I found the thing I can deal with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. It's I wish I was more passionate. I wish I was killing 24/7.
Me too.
But I plan to, and then life happens. Mm-hmm. Life comes at you fast.
That's what I want. And like when I have those kicks and like those bursts where like like you said, like those 3 days, like I feel like you're on top of the world, you're doing fucking everything, and then it just when you don't have it, it's just like you don't feel like doing shit. Yeah.
I panic a little because once I realize I'm in the groove, like when I'm in the scene, I'm like, I gotta get everything done now.
Right? Yeah.
Because when this shit runs out, it ain't never coming back. It's gonna be a while.
I know, and that's the thing. Like when you really consciously like think of it, you know what I mean? Like you want to get as much done as possible.
Yeah.
No, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah. Aaron Sorkin's other shit was great. Like West Wing is great, Newsroom is great, right?
I love West Wing.
Well, do you? Mm-hmm. I feel like it's so corny. Like I feel like Newsroom was a more shaped up version of it.
Newsroom was better. I felt like, but I didn't see as much. I didn't see either full series, but I probably saw more of Newsroom.
Oh, okay. I actually I'm this guy that I will watch. I'll binge a thing.
Yeah.
But I also I'm just it's almost radio. I'm just listening to it.
Oh
it's there. Mm-hmm. You can't really just sit and look at a thing. There's no way a dude with brains like ours that are always turning over. Mm-hmm. There's no way we can just be like, oh, cool. We gotta be looking at something else.
Exactly.
I do that, but yeah, with the West Wing, it's like I rented the whole thing twice.
Did you really?
I know I went through it once, and then I went to at least looked at key seasons, you know. But like, Newsroom solid. I love Jobs. He made Jobs based on the Walter Isaacson biography.
Okay.
That's a great film. You ever see it?
No, I didn't see that.
Very
good. Okay.
Because he just takes 3 specific points in Steve's life, and he just. You know what I mean? Just 3 different days just illustrates them.
Okay.
And throughout different years.
That's interesting.
It does that. Molly's Game.
I haven't seen that yet.
you got it.
I know. I got work to do.
There's your treasure trove of dope shit you have to see.
I'm trying to like make a list of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's so many movies I want to fucking see. That I haven't watched.
I haven't seen Gladiator. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Buddy of mine was talking about it a while ago, and I'm like, he was explaining it to. He said it's the best thing he's ever seen.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it just wasn't my cup of tea, you know what I mean? But it was a good movie.
Yeah, that's definitely...
It's definitely, like, you know what I mean? It was definitely...
That guy, the guy that recommended it to me, it's definitely one of his kind of movies.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell. Like,
See, and that's the thing. Like, when it's your type... You know what I mean? When you have that, like, when it's your type of movie and you have that passion for it, you know? Like,
you have this massive bias. It's just like...
Exactly.
I still gotta watch that, and I gotta watch both of the Blade Runners.
Blade Runners. Never seen either one?
No, you've seen them, right?
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Probably I have friends that love them, and I've never watched them. I've been wanting to, because they look interesting, you know. I've seen, like, you know, clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's just Blade Runner, and it's like a thing, and it's in the future. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen a lot of corny movies, and then I'm like, is this going to be corny, too? The problem with the first one is it's so old. I had this thing where if it's too old, I just can't look at it.
Yeah.
I watched The Apartment by Jack Lemmon. That was made in 1950.
Okay.
But, like, that was a comedy thing. Like, that was a thing where I'm like, all right, let me check it out. Like, I watched some Groucho Marx or whatever the fuck. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
You know, like I'll go way back when it comes to comedy, but like I tried watching The French Connection a while ago. Just wasn't into it. Just
It's one of my dad's favorite movies.
is it?
Yeah, I never saw the whole movie though. I like Gene Hackman, but I never really got into it. Like the whole movie, I kind of
Those old long movies that are just the cinematography is just so I'm so patient, you know. I have patience for like a Tarantino.
Okay.
I can wait for his like, but it's all dialogue driven, so it's all a lot of yakety yak. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can just show me shots of like a car going by. I'm already like, nah.
You're like, what the fuck?
I'm just, come on, dude, get to it.
Get to it. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, old school content just had that vibe to it of like, let's do these establishing shots. Let's do this.
Definitely,
you know?
there's a lot of that. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Sorkin is like, yeah, Molly's Game especially. Idris Elba's in it, and Jessica Chastain.
Really.
And they yap a lot back. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's the big key to Sorkin is they're gonna talk to each other.
Oh yeah.
I have a bad. I can't hype up Sorkin movies because when I do, I'm like, dude, she says this to him, and to me, that's the bread and butter of a film is the dialogue.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm not looking at the screen, just listening.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, dude, fucking. Then he says this, and that's it. Nothing happens. They're just standing in front of each other, but like, yeah, it's a banger, dude.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he specifically like he is so good at writing character dialogue. You know, I feel like that is like the bread and butter. You know what I mean? It's just
and it's all him. They all sound like him. Every character. Louis C.K. does the same thing. He has this great show that's called Horace and Pete.
Sorry, was that a little
no,
too
you're
much?
good.
Holy shit! I
You
never
like that
met
joint?
anyone else who liked it.
Oh, dude!
Yo, every week when the new episode came out, I fucking bought it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
I pirated that shit.
I know I should have.
Yeah.
I literally, as it would come out, I'd buy it each fucking week because he would send me a fucking
yeah.
email about it and remind me. I'm telling you, I fucking loved it. I loved the actors. I loved Alan Alda. I loved Steve Buscemi. I just loved everything about it. I just, fuck, I can't say enough good things about that show.
Dude, I love how
I have all the episodes saved on my laptop.
Nice. I love how we took Akeem's podcast and we turned it into a highfalutin art film thing.
Yeah. Sorry, Akeem.
Yeah. But yeah, Horace and Pete. I mean, dude, Alan Alda.
Yo, was he not perfect in that? I couldn't.
Dude, and he's like, you fucking cocksucker, and
his
he's saying shit.
dialogue was just amazing.
He says the funny shit. I love the funnily enough, I love him in West Wing when he's playing this nice little, middle of the road Republican, and they bring that briefcase to him, like his opponent's briefcase.
Yeah,
like, hey, I got this. He's like, hey, what, you win that in a raffle? And then they had that nuclear plant thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what I'll do? I'll stand up at the mic and I'll just talk and I'll just bore him to death. And I'm like, dude, that's so funny. Like, it's so funny watching Alan Alda be this old kind of chipper guy. Right. And then in Horace and Pete, he's this fucking like, you know what, like that pissant thing where he's like, at least he's like a pissant's fucking. At least a cocksucker does something. Sucks. A pissant just stands there in the door jam, just being a fucking pissant.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that was the most, dude. That show came out of the blue. I forget how I discovered it.
Yeah, because he made that himself essentially, right? Like, he self-produced it and stuff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I'm telling you, I never really got into much of his stuff. You know, I mean, I saw some of his comedy and stuff. But I remember when I signed up for something on his website, and he was sending me links and stuff, and then he told, I'm creating this new show. And I'm like, Horace and Pete. I'm like, okay. And I love, she had a small role in it, but I love Jessica Lange. She's one of my favorite actresses. She had a very tiny role in it.
Yeah, she bounced early.
But I fucking started watching it, and I was like, this is fucking kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just written really well. I like the setting. I like everything about it. And Alan Alda was just a standout. He was like my favorite. And just his dialogue was just... He would just keep surprising me with the shit he was saying, and I was just like, kind of, is he really saying that? And I had to rewatch some of the scenes to really take it all in, you know.
I watched it a few times. It's great.
I think I should go for rewatching it.
Honestly.
I might have to rewatch it.
I tried to show it to somebody, and they were like, "Dude, it was a chick," and she's like, "Are you trying to make me feel uncomfortable?" Like she was just like, "This is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever watched on the planet. Like it's so fucking weird." And I'm like, dude, but look, it's got all these guys in it. And she's like, I don't know those guys, dude. Yeah, dude, it's so like, oh
Remember when they're having a conversation about he's talking. I think he's talking to Steve Buscemi's character, and he's talking about like going down on a woman. Remember, and then
oh yeah. He's talking to Alan Alda, and he's like, nah, don't do that. You look, he's like, basically he's like, I like getting my dick sucked.
Yeah.
But that's a silly. Afterwards, I just look at it like, what a silly broad.
Yeah, I remember when he asked him about the Alan Alda, he's like Steve Buscemi, when he says that, you're right. He's like, yeah, obviously he likes that. He's like, oh yeah, he said, yeah, do what you're doing, finish up, and then we're finished here. Yeah. But he's like, oh, you say you never push yourself beneath a woman.
Yeah, I'm reading that. I'm watching that. Like,
I was like, what? I was like, shit.
Fucking could have fooled me. Like, wow, that's a fucking, that's an eye opener. I'm doing life all wrong. I'm unnecessarily eating pussy. But yeah, the production to me, the story of that production is amazing.
Oh.
Louis just wrote it. He just decided, it just came to him, like he was sitting in a bar, and he's like, a little bar. They own it for 100 years. And then he starts calling actors, like, hey, do you want to, Steve Buscemi, he's like, hey, maybe we're brothers? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, and it just, you're right, though, the story of it is so, like, inspirational,
Oh, it's so cool. And you don't need a lot to shoot. We could shoot that shit.
That's what I mean. That's what impressed me so much, because, and do you know what was it? Remember the one episode with his ex, Laurie Metcalf's character?
And yeah.
I remember it was all just them talking the entire episode, but it was so captivating to me.
She's talking for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you don't even know who she's
talking to. You don't know who she's
talking
to.
And then it just pans to look like Louis C.K. Like,
I'm telling you, it was just, I'm telling you, I was just so, every episode captivated me. I was just.
I heard 2 really funny ass stories about Louis trying to gather up people to be in it.
Yeah.
And he told them all to keep it secret too. Don't tell anybody. Yeah. Which is, to me, amazing. Like, usually it comes out somehow, right?
As always, yeah.
He's just like this secret underground cultist fucking... Quick side note, did you ever see the movie I Love You, Daddy?
No, I haven't.
It's Louis C.K. There's a thing he was dropping right when he got canceled.
Okay.
It's in black and white. It's pretty good.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I just haven't seen it. Okay.
Yeah, I got a copy of it. Yeah, so Horace and Pete, right? He calls up Jack Nicholson. Like, he gets in touch with him. He wanted him to be one of the people, right?
Really?
Yeah. It was Jack Nicholson, and he's going after Joe Pesci, too, as the role of Alan Alda's role.
See, this is why I love this. I didn't know.
Yeah. I'm like a Hollywood insider without being one.
I love this shit.
I just kind of know the dates.
Jack Nicholson and Joe Pesci.
He called up Jack Nicholson, right? And he's like, hey, what's up? I have this, I have this thing I'm working on, a role. You know what I mean? Like, he already kind of been briefed about it.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's like, you know what I did today? He's like, I went outside, I walked, I sat down, I read a book all day. And Louis just like, okay. Like, all right, like, okay, I see where this is going. He's like, yeah, I'm just, and he kind of put it to him like, I'm just kind of fucking enjoying myself, man. It's just, I don't want to do it.
Just tired. And,
he's just like.
Enjoying life,
I sat down, I read a book. And he's like, all right. The Joe Pesci story is funny because he reached out to Joe Pesci's people. Joe Pesci calls him back. And he's like, hey, what's up? I've seen some of your stand-up. Some people, my people put a few of your things in front of me. Yeah. He's like, first off, give that up. That's not working for you.
Oh.
But Louis had already put out 5 specials, and he's known as one. He's like the easily top 3 in comedy.
What to say, yeah.
And Joe Pesci's just like,
you gotta love Joe.
Yeah, that little hobby, give it a break. Just a personal conversation, not even for entertainment. Just like, yeah, dude, give that a rest. And then he tells him, he's like, yeah, don't do like because Lou's gonna write it as your standard like Archie Bunker type dude.
Okay.
Just like fucking, this and that. He's like, don't do that. It's already been done. It's already kind of, you don't want me for that, and it's already been done. Don't do it a little more creatively. And that's how he landed on that Alan Alda thing.
Really?
Where he's like, he's just this subdued,
that's really fucking interesting.
Miserable fucking guy.
Huh. And that was just fucking perfect. Like, that's really fucking interesting.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? I don't even know those. I've heard those stories.
No,
It sounds like Louis embellishing shit because he's a comedian and can't help himself. You know?
Yeah.
But like, I think that's funny as hell.
Oh, yeah, are you kidding me?
You kind of can't make that. At least the Jack Nicholson thing.
That just sounds like fucking something. Like, I believe that.
Yeah, the Joe Pesci telling him he's a shit comedian, I love that. But that may have not happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why sometimes, dude, I'll tell you, I can't even fuck with like certain, it's kind of probably why I'm into anime more. Because when I watch something in film, I'm constantly looking at it from a producer's eye.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the editing. I'm looking at the choices. I'm looking at, if there's any mistakes, if there's any continuity issues, if I notice a really bad ADR and they fucking just try to shoehorn the edit in, I'm just like, not that it takes me out of it. It just, I'm constantly looking at it like it's my movie.
Yeah.
I'm always just like, oh, look what they did there. As opposed to like, some people actually go to movies because they like the actor. They're like, and they're just like, oh, I like him in this. Let's see him in that. You know what I mean? Just like, and they just enjoy it. How do you just sit in the theater and enjoy a movie? You know what I mean? It's such a weird concept to me because I used to.
Yeah.
And now I'm just looking at it like, okay. You can't do that with anime. I mean, you can, but it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
It's so outside of I know how anime's shot and photographed and all that shit, but like, yeah, it's a lot different. It just, it's fun to me.
Yeah.
Film is this big, like, it's a big length. Not that it's, it's a grand calling.
Yeah.
It's just deliberate and there's so much fucking, I'm getting a headache thinking about a film set. Just the fact that, like, oh God, it's got to be written. We got to get the people together. We got to go get a grip kit. We got to go find somebody to bring it. You know what I mean? Like, the logistics behind filming. And then you're doing all this shit. And then you have these actors in front of the camera and they're just repeat. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, we could, if actors all just quit and just became scientists, we could cure fucking cancer, dude. If the film industry just shut down and you could take those people, you could repurpose them.
Yeah.
There's nothing these fucking people couldn't do. It's so much work for so.
Oh yeah.
And it's for so little. You get this. You know what I mean? Like, there's good shows that just never get into the black.
All the fucking time.
It's just fucking. It's such a daunting thing. You know what I mean?
Just
like
the thought of that. You know what I mean? Like putting all that fucking energy into something. You know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into crypto after this. We're not.
Oh,
fuck film. Sell that. Get the crypto. Get the.
Everything's going back.
Yeah. We still got 28 days on Amazon. No, but you know what I mean? Like, it is this thing where, like, you think of the effort. That's why I just stay in my lane, right? Yeah. Like, I'm a writer. I help out with shit. You know what I mean? I'm technically, you could say I'm a multi-hyphenate. Yeah. Just because I'm a jack of all trades. That's what you do when it's indie film.
Yeah, you kind of have to, wear many hats, Yeah,
you kind of got to make, if it's your idea, you kind of got to make it all yourself. Yeah. And just hope people help you. Yeah. So, yeah, but that's why I try to just say, I do this, let me not get into other shit, and we're golden. You know what I mean? Like, in my writing, right? I write scripts here and there, and I just give it away. I'm just like, dude, like, take it, make edits, do what you want, like, to a director, do what you want, fucking turn into a porn project. Just, I don't want to get too big into the whole, you know what I mean? Like, here's what I'm submitting to you. It's an addition to you as a director. It's your work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just have a ball. Let me know if I can help, if I can make changes. But, like, please, just get it the fuck away from me.
Take it.
Yeah, I did it. Fucking, it's the best I can do.
No, I completely relate to that feeling,
Yeah, and it should be, at least in the indie scene, it should be that way. It should be this collaborative. Yeah. You work with people that you trust, and you're like, let's make something, and then let's review it, and then, like, then the next one's even better. Yeah. Because we learned our mistakes.
That's the thing, It's like, yeah. And I feel like, I know, like, somebody, we can relate on this, but, like, having, like, that's what else I struggle with, you know what I mean, with projects. That, like, I have, like that fear of, like, oh, how it's, like, not going to turn out the way I want it to or the way I imagine it to be. And it's, like, and then I sit here and it's, like, I haven't done anything. And it's, like, fuck, wouldn't it be better to have something and learn from that experience? You know what I mean? And it's just, and then there's just those daunting thoughts of thinking, like, oh, I'm going to put all this energy into this. I know that's not a good way of thinking, because you should, but it's just, like, yeah, it's just.
At our level, what's great, though? At our, like, amateur level, we can afford to just do stuff and make mistakes.
Exactly.
Imagine what it's got to be like to have a story in your head, and you work for 20 or 30 years, and now you're finally the writer, you're the auteur of it, right? And then the fucking, you don't get the graphics the way you want them. You don't, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. Can you imagine? Like, it just.
Oh my God, I don't know. I couldn't imagine that, the feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, right?
Yeah, it's like your fucking baby, your child, you know what I mean? Like, it's just.
I've had ideas in my head that are just, they're too big to produce at my level.
Yeah.
For easily like 15 years.
Okay.
Right? And I couldn't imagine actually being in a spot where I'm like, cool, we're gonna tell this story. You know what I mean? There's big budgets, there's whole nine, and it just comes out fucking corny.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine it? Like, it's been in your head your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
It's the story that's taken up fucking real estate, and it comes out, and then you say, fine, you just go, you're right, you just cash a check and you just go on vacation, right? Yeah. That's gotta be the move.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's all this huge build up and a thing, and it's like, all right, hey, thanks, cool. Call me when the sequel's ready, or, or call me when you got money again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go to Italy.
Mm.
Right. I think that's how it ends. I think you just walk out of the room.
Pretty much. Jesus.
All right, not to depress, not to try to shoot you down.
No, but
you know what? I every time I used to play Apex Legends, like like a shooter or whatever. Yeah. And whenever I was playing with people I knew and we were on mics, if I was part of one of the last two teams alive, I would tell everybody, like, hey guys, you ready to take second place? Like before we bump into the squad. That way, no one's heartbreaking if they don't win. Mm-hmm. They like it's. Yeah, it's fine. That's how I try to look at everything. Like, hey, hope for the best, expect the worst, or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of you know what I mean. So you're right. Like, you know what I mean. It's just, and the thing is that it's like everyone. It's okay to fail. You know what I mean. It's okay to not. But of course, no one likes to. You know what I mean. Yeah. But
doesn't it? Yeah. God, what's his face? Teddy Roosevelt. I think. Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt had a great fucking quote about that. He said, "There's people who live in this great mediocrity in life." Right? Like, you ever have people criticize you about anything you ever did? You know what I mean? Like, people that don't do shit.
Oh, yeah.
They just do their thing and they trudge through life and then they look at you like, why are you trying?
I hate fucking that.
What's up with these fucking people?
What is wrong? Are they that bitter that, like, they hate that other people are trying? Like, I hate that shit.
Because it's just like, hey, man, you're just in the cheap seats. Like, you're just I don't mind criticism, right? But, hey, another cool anecdote. The writing room in Frasier. You couldn't shoot something down unless you had an idea to replace it with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So someone couldn't pitch something, and other people were like, yeah, I don't like it. They had to say, I don't like it, and here's what I think's better.
Honestly, that's the way it should be. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to offer something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's the way people should operate. Hey, man, you think I'm wasting my time, or you think I'm making something shit, or this and that? Well, what do you think I should do? Mm-hmm. What in your life? Not even what's in your life. What have you even thought of that's even worthy of trying? Mm-hmm. That I should just put me on the right path. Right. Like, if you got the blueprint, if you got everything figured out, cool. What's your thing? Like, don't criticize my fucking endeavors, which are objectively maybe somewhat foolhardy. Because parents hate it when you hear some shit. Parents want you to be a doctor or a lawyer or.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like, hey, man, just be something stupid. Don't fuck. Because they've been through it, and they're like, dude, you're going to fucking die out here.
That's not feasible. You know, the medical field, there's always jobs there, this and that, and it's just like, but what if I don't want to be a fucking doctor? Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just be one just to be one. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's an East Coast shit. That we're on the East Coast, and, like, the best shit I've ever heard was, like, join a union, work for something. They got good benefits.
Yep, I've heard that too.
I don't give a fuck about my health. You know what I mean? I'm just like, nah, man, I want to do cool shit. Like, I wanted something interesting, right? Like,
no, I know.
Yeah. Like, look, I worked in offices for my first 10 years of my career. I worked in offices. Yeah. I joined up with temp agencies, and I specifically told every agency, I said, don't give me full-time stuff. Okay. They asked. They said, do you want full-time, part-time? Do you want, like, quick things? I said, give me the things I can go to as many different places as possible. Yeah. So give me a couple months over here, right? And then when that's done, cool, I'll shoot over to another spot for half a year.
I actually like that, you know?
Yeah. It was the stupidest thing to say to an employer. But I said, because my theory was, I'm going to go to these different, I worked at like 20 different offices. Yeah, I worked for a lawyer for like 2 days. I worked for a fucking, the Miss America pageants? Yeah. There's a shop a couple towns down from AC where they engrave all the shit onto those crowns and all that other shit.
Oh, shit, really?
And they engrave all this other shit, and they got their own little store. I used to work in the basement of that place for 3 days.
Really?
I got sent home with a book on the end of day 3. And, hey, read this, tell me what you think. I show up to day 5 having not really read it, but they were before they even tested me. They were like, "Yeah, you're kind of young. You kind of you don't really know like I knew computer shit. I didn't know like mechanic shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had that experience tons of times.
Mm.
Like over the course of 5 years, I went to I went to like a warehouse like 5 minutes from here and just move shit for half the day once.
Yeah. And
that's it. You know what I mean? There's skills just everywhere. And that was my idea. Let me gather up information. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I can run an office. You know what I mean? You can put me in charge of an office that does whatever.
Yeah.
And I've done it in every industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But here's the thing. As soon as that ran out, I got another gig that was like 4 or 5 years long. And while I was there, I realized there's nothing I can improve upon. Mm. And when the only thing I can do are things outside of my reach.
Yeah.
And when your voice isn't heard, there's nothing you can do. Every place I ever went to, I've always suggested improvements.
Yeah.
Just little ways we can be more efficient and this and that. No one really wants to hear that at a job. They're like, I need another headache, Which now that in my advanced age, I understand all too clearly.
Yeah.
Like I get when you take charge of something, you're like, leave the thinking up to me. Because when you have a young upstart under you, and they're like, what? Yeah. And you're like, oh, fuck.
You're like, slow down. Slow your roll.
When I'm in positions like that, I give away the authority.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got an idea?
If somebody has an idea, and it's a good idea, why not?
I'm like, cool. Give it a shot. I'll watch it. Let it run. Cool, man.
If it helps, like, the overall flow, why the fuck not, you know?
Like, I'll take someone's energetic and passionate about it. I'll just drop what I was thinking because, they got the juice. They got the energy. Let's follow them and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then because I am experienced, I can kind of lend advice as I go. Let's try it this way. But, like, that's another thing, too. I mean, it comes down to working with people. Sometimes you got to let people fail.
Yeah. You
got to hang with people. All right, let's try it. And if they really love it, because I know this for myself, I often have to, I know something's going to fail. I can't,
Mm-hmm.
I got to try it and let it fail. And then I can scratch that off. Now I got to do it again, because I don't know it's going to fail.
Exactly.
Be a massive success.
Exactly. You got to see.
Yeah.
You don't know until you know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I feel about the fucking, just going around just working on shit, just doing shit. Yes, I will. I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean?
No. Like you said, like, why not gain experience? You know what I mean? And like,
yeah. I'll take a small role somewhere. Hey, how can I help? What can I do? And just let me shuck up the experience points. You know what I mean? It's what I want. You know what I mean? Just give me that. And yeah, you walk out of it with, look, I'm almost 35. I never really took my career seriously. But I have all these fucking skills under my belt.
Yeah.
That's stuff I can do if I want.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it does work out. And I don't know. Yeah, when someone tells you, hey, man, just go work. Like, people actually will pitch you, friends of mine are firefighters. Like, dude, you go in, 20 years, get a pension. Mm-hmm. I don't want to. Turns out firefighting is a very interesting field. I've been helping a friend of mine study.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that shit in a minute. It's very cool. But, it's just, that's not the way to pitch it, is, hey, man, do this job as a mindless drone. This is the next 20 years of your life. This might be your entire life.
20 years is a long fucking time.
And when I get a pension, that's cool. You know what I mean? If they don't, if it's not at a fucking company where they're defunding it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's pessimistic. But, it's just kind of, that's the most unattractive thing. That's just, how do you pitch that? Because I'm not worried. I will always survive in every environment. Mm-hmm. I just notice about myself. You could drop me off. I could wake up and I'm homeless and I'm a different dude.
Yeah.
But as long as I have my mindset and skill set, I'm going to work myself back up to like this, roughly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, so I don't worry. People worry about money. People, it's usually because they don't, dudes don't pull out. And now they got to worry about a wife and kid. That's the thing. Like, dude, I always pull out.
Fuck, why does it keep doing that?
Alrighty.
So where were we?
Speaking of skill sets.
Yes.
Something we gotta figure the fuck out.
Well, we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, man. Fucking.
But yeah, what you were talking about, like, I kind of I don't know. I kind of I'm not one to like look back and like have regrets. Like you just move forward. You know what I mean? But like I kind of like that the way you explain that. You know what I mean? What like going from job to job and like all these different. Because like to me it's like it sounds great like to have like those different skills and shit under your belt.
Yeah.
Whereas like with me like I haven't had that many jobs. I've only had like 4 or 5 jobs. It's like since like I started working and it's like yeah like I have those skills but most overall, I don't really want to do any of those jobs anymore, So it's like, yeah.
If you're stuck in the same industry or you're just doing the same thing all the time, you're never getting new stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a discipline. So my first job, I worked at the Trump Taj Mahal.
Right? Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, and my boss was like, "Dude, this whole office thing is not for you. Data entry, you're not that guy." Right? She said, "Hey, you're not that guy." Okay, and she said, "Dude, you should take I have a little trade school degree with, IT shit." Yeah. She's like, "Dude, you should work that. Stay the fuck out. This is a miserable place. You know what I mean? Like, this is not where you want to be."
Yeah.
And because I'm so goddamn stubborn, I was like, well, I'm going to become the best data entry dude in town.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the next 10 years, everything I did was in an office, and there was some, to a greater or lesser extent, there was data entry involved.
Yeah.
And now I'm telling you, dude, I'm the fastest gun in the West. Like, I'm so fucking good at just typing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did kind of I kind of majored in something throughout that 10 years. Like there was this through line. But yeah, I learned, I was in different industries and like, I played different roles and I just figured, I always kept my brain open. I just sucked information up. You know what I mean? Once that's really what it is. Like once I stop learning, I stopped caring about the place.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's got to be new. It's what's called it's a personality type of that's Epicurean.
Yeah.
It's just you just usually that's associated with like hedonistic tendencies. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I like to just fuck everybody. You know what I mean? He eats a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's some of that, But yeah, I'm just like, dude, every month I want to be doing something new thing, new place. And it's just you stop yourself from becoming just a fucking dead drone of a person.
Mm-hmm.
I was heading in that direction. I was doing the same thing every day. And the wins that once you've perfected a thing and you feel like you've mastered it, you're like, I have nothing. I gotta find something new. That is what it is. You always have to be seeking something new.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the best advice I ever heard. I was at the Paco station, I think, and I was late for my train. I was kind of pacing around, and I was like, fucking, And ever since 9/11, then I got like people kind of around on the thing. And this lady was, works at Paco. She's like, "Hey, you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just missed a thing. I was, way over."
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, look, man, And she said, "You're always where you're supposed to be." And I was like, "Hey, yeah, you're right." And that led me to this thing where I'm like, who I am today, right here, right now. Just all the things I've done, all the skills I've built, all the mistakes I've made, all the good moves I've made. Not a lot of. But they've all led me to where I'm at now.
Exactly.
I could not have been me now had I not done all that.
Without all of it.
Yeah. And it's just, we live in this culture where you're like, oh, I'm always behind. I'm always, you know what I mean? Then it never, unless you are Jeff Bezos, you're always behind.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk, when Elon Musk runs into Jeff Bezos like asks him if he's doing, do you need kind of lend you a few bucks? You okay? Are you doing good? You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a never-ending ladder, and it's like you can play that game if you want, and with guys, it's usually an ego thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I participated in some of that in my life, but generally, it's just like, nah, man, like there's just different metrics for success.
Yeah.
There's douchebags that really want to race you to a certain bank account number.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, they get off on that shit.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, dude, I'm going to love watching you crash and burn later. Because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Because we all want money. We all want to do stuff,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, you really, and that's the thing we were talking about earlier, where it's like we have this new perspective on life after you get a second to take a breather.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, you sort of have to enjoy it as you go.
You have to.
We're never going to be younger.
Mm-mm.
This is as young as we get, man. We gotta you gotta weave everything. Like life has to be this tapestry of like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing something interesting, or I'm doing something not as interesting, but it's cool. I'm learning stuff. You know what I mean? Then I'm hanging out with, I'm enjoying my hobbies. You know?
Yeah.
I used to love hanging out with people. Right? I was just a fucking party, just during the week, weekends, just fucking pouring booze on my brain, loving it. You know? Even that, the same rules apply. I've done it so often. I rarely hang out with people. I hang out with people now. I invite them over. I cook. We booze. We have a good time. We talk. You know what I mean? It's like not like a loud bar. It's not, you know, like that scene was cool. You know the scene.
Oh yeah.
Out in Philly.
I'm so fucking sick of it.
Yeah, it's cool and it's there, and I know it's there, and that's why I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
it's there if ever there's a time. You know.
Yeah. If it wasn't, you know. But yeah, what do I got? Do I want to go there and look at like just a bunch of people who are like? What's weird about people that like to go out to bars and party and chill? 95% of them don't want to be there.
Oh, you can, definitely.
You ever just look at them?
Oh yeah, you see their faces. You can tell they wish they were fucking somewhere else.
Yeah, they're just like, why am I here? And some people really enjoy themselves.
Oh yeah.
Some people, I mean, I'm one of those people, like 4 drinks deep, I'm dancing, swinging my dick on the dance. Just fucking, you know what I mean? Dude, I'm a fat dude. I'll take my shirt off in public. I don't give a fuck.
Right? Fuck it.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm at that point where I'm just like, I just gotta enjoy myself, you know? But, like, yeah, dude, it's, I mean, yeah, a lot of those spots, like, I love the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I go there.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
And it's just people with their backs up against the wall, and they're just kind of chilling. You know what I mean? There's no, like, I like kind of going out and looking at, hey, what's up with you? What's your deal?
Right.
You know what I mean? What you got, Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
Like Homegirl we were talking about earlier.
Brianna.
Yeah. But, like, that's how I was out bullshitting. I'm like, oh, yeah, look at you with the little, looking like El Toro, this motherfucker. What's up, man?
Yeah. No, you're right. Like, that's kind of shit I like. Like, I like meeting new people, and you know what I mean? Like,
But even that, it's like, I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? I'm
just a certain amount of time, yeah.
I've done it so much, and I love it, but I'm like, I learned nothing new from it.
No.
You know what I mean? Now where I'm at, yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know why you get to a certain age and you just stop partying. You loved it so, I guess you loved it. You know what it is for me? It's like, I love partying so much, and I just had so much of it, that now I feel like my life has to be, like, dedicated to something more productive.
Mm-hmm.
Than just seeing people and just drinking and just, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I almost can't, all the same faces, I can't just look at them again like, hey, man, how you been? Hey, what you up to, man? How you feeling? And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about you, dude. There's not one thing you've ever said that's interesting, you fuck.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
We have a couple mutual friends like that.
No. I'm so happy I don't fucking gotta see certain people, you know? And
yeah.
Just pretend to put on, you know what I mean? Just pretend that you're enjoying their conversation or enjoying their company when you just can't fucking stand them or you don't care what they're talking about, you know? It's just, it's like you just think about the time that you've wasted, just, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I do fuck with some of my older friends. I'm like, I'd be successful if I wasn't hanging out with you fucks. You dumb motherfuckers that you just sit around and talk your dumb shit and smoke weed and drink. I'd be Mark Zuckerberg's fucking secretary right now.
Right, it's like, thanks, assholes.
Wasn't hanging out with you fucking losers. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I love them. I'd never replace that time I had with them. But there's such a deep ring of truth to it. Like, yeah, if I ignore those motherfuckers, shit, I have more time to game.
Right.
There were times my friends had to pry me out of my own house. Just because I'm like, nah, dude, Xenogears is out. I got to beat it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just get the fuck away from, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going at, gaming, I've come to the realization that gaming is my life's work.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really alchemize it into a streaming thing. I just hate, I can't just talk in a room alone for 5 hours. You know what I mean? I can and I can't. And it gets a little dark.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
There's, again, more useless projects of mine. If you go on my YouTube channel, there's a series of videos of me speed running Final Fantasy IX.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. A lot of it, a decent chunk of it's silence, and I just start talking to myself at you know what I mean, because they're like, I think 8 hours is the max you could get on a Facebook stream.
Okay.
And hour 5, I just start talking to myself. I'm like, God, this is fucking horrible. I'm telling you why I hate Final Fantasy IX, why I hate 90s JRPGs. I grew up loving them. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, this fucking, I gotta change this shit. and it gets I'm irritated, but then it gets even darker because I get really more about like life and where it's headed. And, you know what I mean? Like it's funny. I haven't gone back and listened to it, but I remember just uploading it like, this is the ramblings of a madman.
Right. Like,
this is like Ted Kaczynski shit. This is, yeah, it's
check
fucking.
those out.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I gotta try to isolate where I'm actually talking because you don't want to. Again, it's another 20-hour fucking project.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. I don't beat the game at the end either.
Really?
I fight the final boss. I made a few mistakes. I can go back and grind for another half hour, an hour, and get what I need, or just reconfigure shit.
Yeah.
So I lose to the guy, and then I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm gonna hit the cheat thing and speed through this. Sorry, I owe you one. Fucking, I'm done.
Right.
But I beat Final Fantasy 9, so it's like, blow me. You know?
Fuck it, right?
Yeah. But yeah, fucking, God. I get on them rants, dude. I must be a fucking specimen to listen to.
A very interesting specimen. You're like a fucking encyclopedia too. You just have a lot of just shit. You know what I mean, to talk about. And
yeah, a buddy of mine once he remarked upon that 15 years ago. He said, dude, like, he's like, you know about all this shit about all this thing, right? And he just started asking me questions that he didn't even care about. And I just, like an encyclopedia, I just pulled like a file out of my head and just started spitting.
It's just there, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm like a walking Wikipedia.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're around, it's just like, wait, Don, what's this? What was that? And you're like, oh.
At the same time, dude, there's things I want to remember sometimes, the thing that wants you to direct something towards me. I'm like, what's that guy's fucking name?
Of course, you're like, fuck, I can't remember it.
Yeah. I'm at the point where I forget names.
I know what you mean. I can relate to that.
There's this chick. I started following her on Facebook. About a year later, she starts an OnlyFans.
Oh, shit.
She's got knockers. My God.
Yeah.
I'll show them. They're fucking great. And, dude, I tell you, like, I just can't remember her fucking name. You know what I mean? I've seen her name. I've seen her memes. I love them.
Yeah.
And, dude, she's great. She's my favorite content creator, I think. And I can't remember her name. I mean, listen, you know, I'm just going to get a little... I mean, this is a chick I've jacked off to pretty fucking frequently.
Wow. Damn.
See what I'm saying? Like, look at those things, dude.
Holy shit.
They're bonkers.
Damn.
I can't remember her fucking name, man.
Holy shit.
She got other shit going on. You know what I mean? Just rag. There's a video, too. I ain't mad at that shit. But, like...
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Holy shit.
I mean, dude, I'd lose everything I fucking own just to hook up with this chick, man. Fuck.
Damn.
Can you believe I can't remember her name?
Honestly, you know, it's crazy because I in some ways I'm like, oh no, but I can because, like, you know, sometimes it's like that, you know what I mean? Especially now me, like, I'm bad with some fucking people's names, and I'm just like, I don't know why. I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting forgetful or what.
It's like the hard drive's just filling up, you know?
Yeah.
Because if it's something, here's the caveat. If it's something you give a fuck about, you just snap into fucking encyclopedia mode.
Right.
If it's like, especially people, you know, it's like, who gives a fuck about it?
Right.
You know, dude, any given person that thinks they're important, I'm like, dude, there's 8 billion of you out here.
Literally.
Any one person. 7.89, I think, the last time I checked. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, it's like when dudes get hung up on chicks, there's 4 billion chicks out here. You know? Dudes get hung up on, nah, man, my friend ain't talking no more. There's 4 billion other homies out here you can fuck with. You know what I mean?
Exactly, you know?
You have a selection. And not to say that you shouldn't value relationships, but, like, that's what I do, is every year I meet X amount of people, and I chop out most of them, and I keep, like, the gems.
Yeah.
Like, these are people I fuck with. You know
people
what I mean?
you know you want to keep around, you know what I mean? Who like actually add something, you know, to your life in a way, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, you know. But then there's other people, you know, why the fuck? I'm at the point now where why keep people around if I'm not gonna fucking deal with them at all?
I used to keep around like pet projects, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just people where you're like, hey, this relationship expire, but we're still just fucking, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I feel it, you feel it, but we have this you know, me and Keen, me and Keen were talking about it. This misplaced sense of loyalty where you're like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, as soon as you start pitying people, even people I like, I'm on this type of time now where I'm like, I ain't got time for it. I want to hear it. You show my face. And I want to be around that person.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude. Me. My life.
Yes.
My attention. So, you know what I mean?
Right. My energy. Like, that's what's important.
Which is so shitty. Like, it's almost, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
but it's true. You know, it's just, you gotta, think about you first. It's just, me. I mean, one of my big things, like, especially, like, I've been a lot better with it, but in the past, I fucking was horrible with, like, fucking just, like people pleasing, letting people walk all over me and shit. And I'm at the point now where it's just, like, I'm like, I gotta just stop people. I'm like, I will not fucking deal with you. I'm like, nope, I'm thinking about me. And it's, because I think it's okay to fucking be selfish sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, the fuck, you only have one fucking life. You gotta do what you want to do when you want to do it, It's fucking drives you crazy trying to just fucking please people and do what the fuck they want,
Yeah. Confucius has this old saying, a man has two lives, and the second one begins when he realizes he only has one.
Mm.
But like once you realize, the clocks over our heads are all ticking. This mortal shell's gonna slough off at some point. I kind of got shit to do.
Right, when it hits you, you know what I mean? Like,
when that hits you, because when you're young, it's man, we're gonna live forever.
Right.
People either think they're gonna live forever or they're gonna die in a year when you're like 20. you know those fucking people.
Oh yeah.
I love talking to people that are like, I didn't think I'd live this long.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I want to live forever.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the reverse. I'm like, dude, obviously I don't work that hard towards it, but I hope science catches up to where I can just be a fucking brain in a jar.
Right.
Just fucking, episode fucking 10,098 and just fucking keep spitting at you.
Right.
I want to see, I swear I woke up the other day and, God, I looked outside and I'm like, dude, can it just be in the future already? It's something called, like, accelerationism.
Okay.
But it's this thing where you're like, I hope, I just want all this shit to, it looks like our country's going to go to a civil war. Yeah, at least it felt like it for a while.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that.
Yeah, and a buddy of mine, he's an accelerationist, and he's like, I hope it hits. I hope we all fucking kill each other, and I hope we all build it back up from the ashes. We build it all back up into something a little better. He's like, can we do it now? No? Can we
like get it out of the way and get this shit over with?
Can I stop living in the apocalypse and going about my day-to-day business like on Etsy?
For real though, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, can we? Yeah, which is funny,
No,
but
no.
I just look outside and I'm like, God, you ever have that feeling like, hey, can I just be in a coma for 10 years?
Oh, are you kidding me? Definitely.
Wake up, catch me up on everything.
Right.
Let's fuck with it for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I realized there was 2 moments in my life where I was really shocked and I felt like I was in the future. The first time was when someone showed me what the BlackBerry can do.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, there's apps. Oh, I can get Facebook on this phone. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped since. I've just been scrolling like a motherfucker. It was that. And in 2014, I was at my boy's house. He had like one of those new like 4K TVs.
Okay.
And I saw the picture quality and just the frame rate and everything. And I'm like, Matt, what the fuck am I looking at, dude? Where am I? What is this a simulation, dude? You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at it. It's so realistic.
Oh,
yeah. Just the way the camera pans down. And it's too realistic. It's freaking me out.
Right? It's what the fuck?
Yeah. The old TV was made for, I think it runs at something like 24 or 36 frames per second.
Something like that, yeah.
36, yeah. And it was built for like CRT televisions and all that shit. And just had a certain feel to it. Didn't feel that real,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the TV. I'm like, dude, I'm looking through a window. It's some other fucking person's house.
Literally.
Fucking freaked me out.
No, I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was it, though. I saw that, and then I just got used to it, and fucking, I don't know, man. I just like slow as shit.
It is.
It's a blink of, life is a blink in the big picture. But like when you're in it, you're like, God, fucking nothing new, nothing big happened today.
That's the thing, when you're in it, it's just like fucking just seems. Yeah. That's why I think we get those feelings of like wanting to just like jump forward, and just like fucking like bypass this shit.
Dude, I think that's why people love the news.
Yeah.
Because they're like, dude, I'm searching for anything interesting.
Oh yeah, anything just take your fucking mind off of shit, you know.
That's why people love politics, all that shit, because they're just like, like they feel like they're in part. You know what I mean? It's like politics and sports are like the same thing now.
Pretty much, yeah.
People love sports because they're like, oh, who's gonna win, dude? It's like even chess gets boring after a while because it's like it's the same board.
Yeah.
Same. There's something like, I think it's either in the hundreds of thousands or the tens of millions. There's only X amount of permutations of the board that chess can happen at. You know what I mean? Like there's a finite amount of positions, and it's like, dude, like you ever see people playing chess in the park and quick and all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
They're done. They're like, dude, fucking, I've seen it all, and they're just still. It's like me playing League of Legends. They're still doing it, even though they pretty much know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, but it's at least there's so many more permutations of it. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Chess, it's like, oh man, he moved the pawn in front of his queen to open. Fucking, what a raving lunatic. It's like nothing big happens in chess. It's like,
no.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. There ain't shit to do.
No. Not at all.
Yeah. I guess that's good though. I mean, it means shit's so boring that we're at the point where we gotta fill it up with something.
Yeah.
We gotta, you know what I mean? We got a little hustle on. That's it.
And that's the thing. If I can fill, you know, some of that time and energy with working on projects and creative things that, you know, especially with other creative people, things that actually have interest in and actually like that kind of, you know, are meaningful in some way, you know.
Something hits hard.
Yeah, you know, that shit'll take your mind off everything and maybe give you like, you know, make you feel like you have like a purpose, you know, and actually, you know.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when I finish something out and I really love it, I've uploaded stuff I don't like.
Oh yeah, me too.
But you know, there's everything I've uploaded. But yeah, when I upload something and I'm into it and I start sharing it around you know, sometimes I just post it.
Yeah. When
you start texting people, you gotta check this shit out. It's kind of bad.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, that's the shit. That's a great day.
Oh yeah.
Those are
that feeling, you know.
Those are the best days when you're like, I made something and it's fucking worth it.
It's just that feeling. Nothing beats that. You know what I mean? That feeling of just like, you know, knowing something's good and being like, damn, like I want people to see this shit. Like,
yeah. That's funny. We're chasing the dragon. We're looking for that shit.
I know.
Fuck. You know, we watched Full Metal Alchemist the other day. You've seen that, right?
What is it?
Full Metal Alchemist.
No.
You never seen Full Metal Alchemist?
No. What is it?
You're fucking with me, right?
No.
Full Metal Alchemist, the anime.
No, sorry, I don't. I never,
you don't watch anime?
I never got into anime.
Really?
Yeah, Akeem loves it, and he tried to get me into it, but I've watched a few things with him, but I don't know anything about it.
Has he ever showed you something you liked there? No.
Not that I didn't like it, but I guess I just didn't pay.
Just say no.
I guess I didn't pay enough attention.
That happens.
Yeah.
Don't you hate being in that crevice of like someone's explaining something to you and then amping it, and you're like, maybe I didn't give it a good enough shot.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're like, dude, it didn't catch me. Fucking screw.
Right? It's like, I don't know, for whatever. But at the same time, you know, like on the other side of it, I'm like, you know, I'm sure there is some anime that I would like. You know?
There are like you don't remember any names of them, do you?
No.
You don't give a fuck about
Wait,
anime.
is Sailor Moon anime?
Sailor Moon's anime.
Okay. That's what I remember.
I'll tell you a story about Sailor Moon. It's 3rd grade, right? And so before school, they would play Sailor Moon on Channel 17.
Okay.
And I don't want my dad to know that I was like Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? And I like Sailor Moon. And I'm 8. And I'm kind of... Here's the thing. I've been into girls, like, really since I came out of one.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've always loved chicks. I'm always trying, hey, what's up? Man, I was a creepy little kid. You know what I mean? Like... that, like, I was 4 years old, like hitting on a 3-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, I was always just, like, into it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm 8 years old, you know, I learned to keep in 1st grade, I was told to keep my hand on myself. Let's put it that way. I could get canceled, you know? But in 3rd grade, I watched Sailor Moon in the morning, right? And I had this tiny little fucking TV with I didn't know where the remote was at. So I'd sit in front of it, and I'd be late for school every day because I was watching it. I keep my hand on the button because I had to change it in case my pop walked in. Because it was one of those bedroom walk through the bathroom deals. Okay. So I remember just getting like a non-hard on for Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
You know, I just yeah. I love how you're like continue. And I just oh god, I fucking loved it. I mean that those were the classics when I was a kid. It was like Sailor Moon. I'm watching like girly shit, you know.
Yeah.
But then like I swear to God, one day that's how I discovered Dragon Ball. You know, Dragon Ball Z is the big thing. I discovered it was like 6 a.m. on a Sunday. Again, it's on Channel 17, and there's an episode of Dragon Ball Z. It's in the 2nd season, and I remember just being shocked of seeing it because it was just such this building drama, this desperation. Like they were deliberately like telling a story part by part. I remember being like, dude, there's nothing like this on television. Like that was the second anime I've seen pretty much. I just remember I don't know why it's on at 6 a.m. What the fuck? Right?
What kind of time slot is that?
Yeah, it was just weird and just like dudes were getting killed. You know, the boy Frieza was fucking banging him with a finger gun. You know what I mean? I'm just like, this is fucking outrageous, dude. Ever tell you about the time I found Channel 9?
No.
Okay, so we all grew up in the same area, right?
Yeah.
I swear to God, maybe this is a hallucination. It's something like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I was always a night owl, right?
Yeah. I'm
flipping through channels, and I'm in my room, and you pass through 9 to get, from 10, you pass through 9 to get to like 6. And I'm going down, and I pass through 9, and something's on TV. It's blurry, it's barely visible, it's fucked up looking, right? It was an anime called Lupin the Third. I discovered that later when Lupin actually hit real TV.
Yeah.
And it was just weird because it was on and it looked and felt creepy. I was like, you know what I mean? Like it was just.
Right. That's fucking weird.
It was weird. Channel 9. It's not a fucking channel. It's not, if you're in the tri-state, Philadelphia, South Jersey, Delaware area, Channel 9 doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I guess for a minute, the satellite or whatever the fuck was in the right range or the thing. Yeah. And I was just like, huh. I watched it for 2 minutes and turned it off, and I never saw it again.
Yeah. Fucking random, right?
That was weird. Yeah. Damn, so you don't watch anime. You really are a film buff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And of course, that even like Dragon Ball Z is such like a big thing. Like I have so many friends watch that, and I did watch some of that, but I just don't remember much of it.
You catch glimpses of it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I remember like people just fucking raving and loving it, like all my friends and everyone, and I was like, yeah.
That's very interesting because I think it's just a sensibility thing. Some people just can't see anime. Like I try to make my mom watch anime sometimes, and she's like, "Dude, I don't care. The most dramatic, amazing thing will be happening on TV." And she's like, and you can hear the voice actors, and it's like a serious, desperate moment and all this crazy shit. And she's like, "It's cartoons, it's pictures." She can't get over. And she's not like old where she's like, "Oh, that's." Is that Mickey Mouse? The Bugs Bunny or whatever? No, she's not, she's relatively young. And she's just like, I don't know, man. Doesn't seem. To me, anime is like I feel like as far as like storytelling in American media, I feel like anime has always vastly surpassed it.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad was the first show I saw where I was like, that's on par with anime.
Oh, God. It's fucking amazing, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad's pretty good. It's just... They've captured the essence of the immediacy of just everything being shit until the end. And the end is shit. And not for Jesse, I guess, but that's the key thing to anime too, is that like it's always desperate, right? There's always this massive enemy. Like in something called shonen anime, which is like it's anime for like teenagers and up, like dudes.
Okay.
And like Dragon Ball Z is shonen, It's always this massive fucking problem that no one can solve. And everybody's too weak and they can't fight it. And it's fucking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And everything's desperate until the last moment. And then in the last episode or the last scene, it's fine because they beat the guy. Yeah. So anyway, I rewatched Full Metal Alchemist. And it's funny, I know you don't know anything about it, but like, it's such a dramatic fucking show.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like rewatching it with fresh eyes after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, God damn, dude, can you tone it the fuck down a little bit? Every scene is this person that was close to someone died, and this and that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like everyone's such fucking drama queens. You know what I mean? And I rewatch it again. I'm like, God, can I just Can I enjoy Full Metal Alchemist for fuck's sake?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So the way it works is, like a manga artist is like a comic book artist, right?
Yeah.
So the manga artist made it. It was a hit right away. So they made a show called Full Metal Alchemist. But the manga wasn't done. So it couldn't, they got the gist of it and they made like a similar story. But it couldn't fully follow the story of the manga.
Yeah.
Like the true story.
Okay.
That happens with a lot of animes. They just cut them short. They're like, fine, here's what happened. And then people just keep reading the manga. Full Metal Alchemist was such a commercial success that they made a second one. And it follows true to the manga.
Okay.
Which is amazing. That's the big bonus for everybody. Oh, fuck yeah, they're doing it for real this time, right? And they're really two different shows because the first one is 10 episodes of filler right from the start.
Yeah.
And it's all fun and bubbly and these little one-offs like a Rick and Morty kind of thing. And it's like, doesn't matter, And then, but watching Brotherhood, which I always feel like, I understand why people like Full Metal Alchemist better than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Because Full Metal Alchemist is fun. And Brotherhood is this desperate telling of this fucking... Oh, I cry every fucking episode.
Damn.
There's a scene where I'm like, fuck you. There's always some... I mean, you never heard of it, right?
No, never.
The gist of it is, alchemy is a real thing. That people can, like... you can take materials and you can, like, clap your hands and make a thing and it transforms, right?
Okay.
The main dude is this little short dude. He's got a red coat. He rolls around with Homeboy in the big suit of armor.
Okay.
And that's, if you ever see that, that's what it is.
Yeah.
What it is these two young kids, these brothers are like 11, 12. Their father disappeared. And then their mother passes away.
Mm.
And alchemy is a real thing. And one of the tenets of alchemy is do not try to resurrect the dead. Do not try to recreate someone who's already died. Don't create human life in general. They break that. The first episode is them breaking the taboo.
Okay.
They do it. The older brother loses an arm and a leg. Dude, it's like a toll for the transformation.
Yeah.
And the brother loses his entire body. And so, like, Ed loses his leg. Brother loses his entire body. In order for Ed to get him back, he binds his soul to a suit of armor. And he loses his arm for it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and it's, I'm on my verge of tears thinking about it. It's just like, it's fucked up. And then what they do is he gets a metal arm and leg, and you got the homeboy with the armor, and now their goal is to get their bodies back. Okay. And then they feel bad about they didn't get their mom back from it either. It was a fail. It was like an abomination. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and they joined the military so they can be state alchemists. So they have access to, like, research funds, and, like, they can do shit. They're looking for the Philosopher's Stone. Okay. And it's this powerful thing in alchemy. Just, you know what I mean? Alchemy is an equivalent exchange law, right? Where, if I wanted to take this, that can of soda and make something, I have X amount of aluminum to work with. Okay. Right? So, like, the Philosopher's Stone it's every element all at once. This powerful thing that theoretically could be used to restore anything. Like, it is the ultimate price. You know what I mean? Like, it's the ultimate currency to create alchemy. Yeah. And then it gets a little deeper because they find out that the ingredients of Philosopher's Stone is humans. Shit. Yeah. So, like, and they realize that the only reason they know this is because people throughout history have been, like, shucking up entire cities and turning them into stones. The fucking, you know what I mean? They've been doing alchemy across the whole town and just fucking. But now I gotta. Yeah. So it's. But here's the thing, and that in itself is sad, right? The whole story, and then they keep bringing it the fuck up. But then every other character has this tragic fucking thing, and I'm just like, God damn, dude, I'll take a filler episode at this point. Like, me, I'm like, I think filler is heresy. I think, dude, no, it's got to stay right to the thing.
Let's go.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, please give me some fucking sunshine. Add a dog or something.
Right, that's something.
Yeah, and they do, but it's like, I rewatched it and I was like, God damn it, this is just, it's too heart-wrenching for my aged soul now. Shit. Yeah, but yeah, I know.
Sounds fucking deep.
It really is deep. I don't know, if you're in your, like, if you're in your wheelhouse, like, I'll never try to convince you to watch anime. You know what I mean? There are hits. There's Death Note. Okay. You've heard of Death Note.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, there are, I showed a chick Death Note once. She loved it.
Yeah.
Whole thing, front to back. Fucking. Season 2, it's 2 seasons. Season 2 gets a little weak, but yeah, there are some where you're like, okay, I'll fall into this. I think it's Full Alchemist. It's Death Note. People love Soul Eater. It's more of a juvenile show.
Okay.
There's Attack on Titan, and that, you know, again, fucking desperate. You know what I mean? Just every scene's a fucking sob. So it gets a little too cartoonish, where you're like, fine, everybody's dying every episode. Everyone's sad about this. Everyone's pissed off. It is just anime itself. Just the culture of it is everything is, you know, it's either like that or it's all moe. It's all cute, right?
Yeah.
Big eyes and you know, that kind of shit. It's so over exaggerated that if you have these sensibilities, you know what I mean? Like, then let's flip to, you know what I mean? Like film buffs.
Yeah. We
love this subdued, you know, there will be blood type shit. You know what I mean? Like these very subtle, you know what I mean? These lines, these fucking, you know what I mean? You're like, damn, he did so much with so little kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it really is the antithesis of anime. Yeah. Anime is fucking, do you remember that one thing I showed you here? It was you, me, Akeem, and the boy was like, I shot him.
Oh, yeah.
That's Full Metal Alchemist.
That was, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so it's, you're appreciating the exact opposite thing with an anime. You're appreciating these dudes.
I get that, yeah.
That's why people say I think it's better in Japanese. Because you really feel the voice acting is better. You feel the emotions way more. Okay. When they localize it to English, they kind of do this thing where they're like, you know, a lot of the lines don't hit as hard.
You lose some of its spark, yeah.
Some small percentage of anime actually has great English acting. But yeah, like Bleach is a big one, right? I was watching Bleach a while ago, and I realized there is a point where I have to turn it back to Japanese, and I have to read it, because you're losing, once it gets really serious towards the end, I'm like, oh, I'm losing all the direness of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I like English because I can just kind of hear it and I ain't got to pay much attention. Yeah. But yeah, when you're like a fan of it and you're like, all right, let's check it out, you do have to switch back. But, all right, I'll stop beating your ears up about it.
Oh, no. Trust me. Yeah. I think I'm going to give it a shot one day, something.
Yeah. You got to really, there are so many things in life where you have to have a clean slate to do it, right? Yeah. Like the game Shenmue. It's an old school joint. I plan on playing it, but I'm like, I gotta have nothing to do. I gotta have enough money in the bank, take a little vacation, chill for a month and beat it. Yeah. You know, and I just, you know, you have the same shit, right? You're like, I'll when I got time, I'll pull it off the shelf.
Yep. When the time comes, when I know it's right. Yep. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
So you're not a gamer either that much.
Not really, no.
You're an actual, like, nah, because here's you're, okay. You, me, Keem, we're all kind of nerds, right? Yeah. You're a hardcore nerd.
Yeah. Yes. That is me.
Yeah, because you're so ultra that you're, like, not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, want the purest form of just, you know what I mean? Just something to geek out on. Yeah. You know, not this trash, the shit that they make. You know what I mean? You're like, nah, they're... Because gaming it's like gaming and anime. 1% of them are good. You know, the rest are fucking mass-produced shit. You're like, nah, I need this. You know, like yeah. It really is, because it's, you see the distinction, right, between like just a goofy nerd and a hardcore, just like, nah, I'm in. Like, I know a dude, he's a programmer, right? Okay. And he doesn't go on Facebook, Twitter, he doesn't game. Yeah. He doesn't do anything. Yeah. He does not consume the products he works on. Oh. He just works on the thing, just the logic of building a piece of software or an app. Okay. And he thinks that's fascinating. And he couldn't give two shits about the commercial side of it or the product side of it.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. To just be like, it's like a filmmaker that doesn't watch films.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, I love making films. I love
making them, but watching them now.
Yeah. I won't watch them. It's like they won't watch their own shit. They're like, fuck it. It makes sense that people in entertainment don't catch much TV, you know? Or a lot of times they love like reality TV and bullshit. Yeah. Because they're like, dude, I'm not getting it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I do it. I was there probably. Right. You know? It's just like, I'm not going to fucking.
They're like, I lived that shit.
Yeah, it's just one of those things of like there's comedians, they never watch their own special.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, once it's in the can, I'm good. You know what I mean? Just move forward.
Yeah, I hear a good amount of actors in interviews like talk about like they don't watch their own work. They were like they maybe if they go to like a premiere or something, that'll be the one time they see it. But they say other than that, they're not gonna. People ask them, why the fuck am I gonna watch? Like what the fuck? Like I did it. Like you know.
If I was Aquaman, dude, I'd turn it on and just jack off in front of the
Are you
screen.
kidding
like,
me?
Yeah,
right.
yeah, this is me, bitch. I made it, motherfucker.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, just fucking. I'd be like, yeah, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio, the meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He's got the beer and the cigarette in his
Like
hand. Yeah, he's got like if the cigarette's here, the beer's here. He's using all 5 of his fingers. And he's pointing. He's got it's 2 and 1. He's pointing at himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's me.
That would be me.
Yeah. I
would enjoy the shit out of that. You know
dude,
what I mean?
I plug like old shit all the time. When I'm hanging out with people. I'm like, dude, you never seen this? You never seen me in that? I plug all my old hits.
Yeah. Why not? What the fuck?
Yeah. I love that. But yeah, people that are like, there are pieces of my obviously some of my stuff that I can't stand. I'll still show it to people though. Like, no, I hate this, but it's cool.
Yeah, but take a look.
Yeah, people are fun. That's the thing about life. Like, there are people who think everyone's the same. And there are people who think society should just be the same.
Mm-hmm.
People that have no concept of the plurality of thought. You know?
Yeah.
There's people that just think, oh, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. What's wrong with you? What's going on? And it's just like, dude, not everybody's like it. I think that's the mark of a psychopath, from what I hear.
Oh, yeah.
If you think that everyone thinks like you or should think like you, and we're all just this big cosmic like anthill, then we should all be kind of doing the same thing. It's like, dude, can you stop the
right? What the fuck?
Like people will, just think everyone should be in lockstep and be doing, you know what I mean? Just hey, come on, man, feed the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, where do you think, where do you think all this comes from? Cell phones, GPS. Like the guy that invented the MRI, right? He had zero interest in medicine. He was just working on electromagnetics.
Yeah. And
he figured out something that later became the MRI.
Sure.
Yeah, and the same dude, if you took this archetype of guy who's like, and I think you know what kind of guy I'm talking about, right? Yeah, Trump voter.
Yeah.
But if you took that same dude and put him back in fucking 1940, he'd be like, why are you wasting your time with this electromagnetic shit, man? Why don't you go down to SEPTA and get a fucking union gig?
Mm-hmm.
Get that pension.
Right.
You know what I mean? The same dude would be like, yeah, come on, man, you ain't doing nothing. And it's just like, society has only progressed through the endeavors of people who didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, artists back in the Roman, Greek era, artists were considered shit. They're like, you do nothing. You contribute nothing. You work on this folly.
Yeah.
To this day, some of those roads, some of those coliseums, all that shit still stands. There's these works of art that have inspired the mass production of content today. Like it had to, the Epic of Gilgamesh had to come out, and then Beowulf, and then Shakespeare's works, and then all these different, the Sistine Chapel, and the painting with Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit had to come out to inspire the next generation of artists.
Yeah. And
inventions and all that shit, and then the next guy improved upon it, right?
Exactly. We
wouldn't have what we had today. So it's really wild to me when people think, why aren't you doing what I'm doing? You know what I mean? Or something very similarly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're in line. It's like, dude, it's people like me that invent shit, come up with shit that, not me, but it's the
But you're right.
It's the archetype that produces.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever, it's like, dude, don't watch TV then. If you think everybody should be doing you, I mean, we should all just work on the fucking plumbing system in the city. That's it. Let's just all just get together, fucking like hat. Like, sure, man. I'd love it if the entire world was pre-Hitler Germany, right? Just this big productive mass of fucking building shit, and there's just the whole world just one big city. You know what I mean? Just skyscrapers. That'd be amazing, and we're all productive as fuck, and we're doing this, right? I still want to watch fucking TV.
Exactly.
I still want shit to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like a lack of information of just, you have no respect for fucking, you know? It's like, dude, you're not seeing past. People think the world started when they were born.
Really, they really fucking do. You know, it's just people are just fucking like narrow-minded. I don't know. It's just me, especially me now. It's just I just can't like. I don't know. I just like thinking like I don't know. It's just like I just think like how the fuck can people think like that? You know what I mean? Why would they even want that? Like everyone to be doing the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just.
I think truth is a pyramid, though. I think it's, if you and I think differently, and we both have our own truths, when we discuss and we share our truths, they kind of combine into a point,
Yeah.
And then somewhere else that's happening, and that combines into a point, and then they, you know what I mean? Truth, so like, there's this ultimate truth, this theoretical, you know what I mean, just of life and philosophy.
Yeah.
I think we all just have a piece of it. So I think those idiots the people that we think are idiots like that, right? That's just their little piece of truth. Sometimes they have good points, like, hey man, fucking, you should be contributing to the anthill.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, all right. But like, mind your business about how I do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, who are you to fucking tell me to do it your way? You know what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're gonna work at a steel mill until you fucking keel over.
Right.
Like,
and they get bent the fuck up over it too. Like, it's kind of like, how dare you try to like do something different, or you know what I mean? It's just.
I know people that like, if you go on unemployment, they're like, you're a leech now.
Are you fucking kidding me? I like literally growing up, like I just remember hearing that so much from like people in my family, people like, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like,
I used to think like that. For span of 10 years, it took 10 years and massive gaps of unemployment until I actually took unemployment.
Yeah.
And in my heart, I kind of know the downside to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like, hey man, I paid into it. Let me get it back.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
Honestly, I used to think the same way too. The first time that I actually collected unemployment was during like the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just like I remember like when I finally got it, I was kind of like bewildered. I was like, wait, like I'm eligible for this? Like, like, you know what I mean? It's like I can really get this? Like, it's just my whole like outlook on it just changed. It was like.
You ever hear people say like, hey, you're white, so you can't get welfare?
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, dude, white people are the most people on welfare.
Literally, they make up the statistics. Literally, they're the most people on that. It's the funniest thing. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like, nah, dude, you're just ask. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is not a. Yeah, this is our society is not racist in that direction. Mm-mm. It's like it's weird what people just assume and think. It's that whole Dunning-Kruger effect.
Mm-hmm.
The dumbest motherfuckers are just so certain. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then if you're smart, but you my whole life is a lot of my mistakes are built around assuming dumb motherfuckers are smart motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I can relate to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
and when you finally realize, that that's not really the truth, it's like, damn.
It sounds great sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. Like I remember my, when I was like 6 or 7, first or second grade. I remember my grandpa was having a conversation with me. He's like, "Hey man, don't, you should not associate with, you avoid black kids if you can." And I love my grandpa, and. Yeah, I always seen him as a smart guy. But something inside me intuitively was like, I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be born always thinking I was right.
Yeah.
And just trying it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out he was wrong as shit.
Yeah.
He was right in his life, in his experience, and, he came up in the fucking born in the 30s. You know what I mean? Like, sure. Hey, old man, it's a different era now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like my parents, my parents, my uncles, everybody. They all grew up in, they had like race, like they went to high school and there were like race wars after school.
Really?
There were just these things of like, because after, God, who was it? I think it was after MLK.
Okay.
And he got assassinated. Shortly after they passed the civil rights laws, right? Yeah. And then it was 69, it was segregation. Mm. Segregation, while it is inherently the right thing to do, the way it was implemented, just in every city. That's why people love Frank Rizzo, because every other city there were riots, there were fights, there was a lot of civil unrest after segregation, because people didn't like the fact that now our kids are together, And what Frank Rizzo did was he became this you know what I mean, like this hardliner. He cracked down. He overreached a little. He did a little too much and started just, you know what I mean, just keeping the citizenry in check.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like the non-whites, essentially. The non-straight whites.
Yeah.
He would go down the neighborhood, just like bust up clubs and shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And so he kept, yeah, it's weird. He kept the city in check, but like, you know, pros and cons, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was the thing. In the city, it was just this thing. And so it's just weird, you know what I mean? If you grew up, if you saw that, right? If you just got fucked with by black kids when you were a kid, then yeah, there is this kind of thing of like, you can't accept that a new era has occurred.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always stay up with young folks, right? Like people in their 20s, you know, mid-20s, give or take.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I need to know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
What is the shift? Like now everybody's a communist, apparently. I need to know that, right? Everybody's just, you know, anything other than the two genders that I know, right? And just, there's, you know, I don't know why people, like, insist upon, you know what I mean, just this big, broad, any movement creates its own language.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little, it doesn't help the movement, is the thing. You know, like when astronomy figured this out. They named the Big Bang, black hole, you know what I mean, the sunspots. They have all these terms that are very simple.
Yeah.
Then when we talk about medicine, you get into, like, endocrinology. It's like, keep the language simple. You know what I mean? Just dude, chick, dude who was a chick who was a dude. You know what I mean? Just, it's very, you know what I mean? Intersectional. You know what I mean? Like, dude, don't do all that shit. Just keep it real simple, and people will roll with you. You know? Yeah. Dude, I fucking rant, don't I? I fucking
No, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah. This becomes the fucking Sean Donnelly show of like, you know what? I got another idea. I got another theory. But yeah, fucking, yeah, that is the crux of failure, is you grow up thinking you're found, whoever your caretakers are, you're like, God, they got to figure it out. And then, you know, you're like, oh, God.
You get to that point, you're like, oh, maybe they didn't have
Yo, Fox News told me everything I need to know about my family.
Yeah.
Because, you know, 2004, I got into politics, and I started watching Fox News. I'm like, I think I'm a Republican. I know anything about policy. You know what I mean? Someone, you know, a year or two later, someone ran down, like, policy ideas. And I realized, oh, I'm actually a liberal. I'm a progressive, you know? Yeah. And then I realized, like, you know, once Obama got elected and a couple years went by, I was watching my grandpa and my uncle just rant about Obama and just hate him. And it's like, hey, he's destroying our country. It's like, dude, you've never been out of Pennsylvania, first of all. Don't act like your country's a fucking thing. But, yeah, it just was this thing, and I'm just like, oh, because I saw Fox News for what it was early. You know, I just saw them painting their narrative and then editorializing.
Oh, completely.
And I just saw that they were saying things in a clever way that would trick most people.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been too clever of a man to fall for that.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with it. But yeah, I always just kind of...
You were able to call bullshit, you know?
Yeah. I'm just lucky. It's the luck of the draw. Because, you know, I grew up manipulative, so I saw what they were... I wrote that playbook.
You knew the game.
Yeah. And then and then it hit me. Oh. Now I look at most of my family, I'm like, what a bunch of dumb motherfuckers.
Honestly, I feel the same fucking way, you know?
Yeah.
It's just crazy, you know? That Fox News, same thing, you know? My dad always fucking watched that growing up, and, you know, at a certain point, I kind of saw through their bullshit, but, like, at the same time, I did think I was, like, a Republican and everything, especially I grew up going to Catholic school, and my main thing was, like, you know, like, some people are just, like, a one issue, whatever. My main thing was, like, abortion at the time, because I was in Catholic school. Oh, abortion's wrong. Yeah. You know, obviously my views have changed on that, and I'm pro-choice, but it's just, you know, I remember when I was first registered, you know, I was registered as a Republican, and then a few years later, I was like, wait, I think I registered for the wrong party, and then I had to change it to Democrat, and I was like, because, you know, you just think you know from, you know, what you see, and, you know, and...
You start off young and fresh.
Yeah.
But if you're a quick study, you'll figure it out, which is a God, like, thank, you know, there isn't a God, but thank God that you figure it out as quick as you do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because some people are stuck in it, you know?
Literally, for their fucking whole lives, you know?
And the funny thing is, I suspect those people, as youth, were swayed in the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
I think every person that's an old Republican was a young Democrat, vice versa.
Yeah.
I think that's just what they knew. It's what they saw around them. And, yeah. So if that's what, you know what I mean? If you're sick of these hippies and beatniks, then you're like, yeah, fucking, I'm not party. I'm a fucking Republican. But like, if you like the hippies and beatniks and you hate the fucking, my dad was a guy. If you hate that guy, then you get it. And you're like, I'm gonna roll here.
Yeah.
Like, I slowly feel myself becoming a conservative, like a libertarian.
Yeah. Like,
not in, the retail ways that you see on the news. I think about, like, how much should, in a perfect world, the government would just have it all figured out and they just, boom, we'd have an entity that runs everything well. Some of the stuff I'm like, how much of my life and my goings and doings and what I'm doing, right? How much of that is mine and how much of that belongs to society?
Mm.
Am I entitled to take a vaccine, right? Is it my duty to mankind to do so? Or hey man, I don't want to do it. Should you just go live in the woods if you're one of those guys? You know what I mean? And it really is this thing of like, because unfettered, I realize it's not like liberty hasn't existed throughout history. People have had freedom. We started off with freedom, and we bashed each other with rocks and sticks. You know what I mean? Like, freedom can get rough.
Yeah.
Freedom, total, just sovereignty of body is nonsense. So yeah, I do kind of. But here's the thing: I struggle with it. Actually, I think about it. I'm like, a lot of stuff I'm undecided on. I'm in some range of how I feel.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid to say I don't know.
Yeah, that and to me that's like a strength, because so many people they feel as though that's a weakness, like to not know or not be sure. But it's like, just it's being honest and it's being real, and it's okay to not know things and to want to know more and to be undecided about things. It's just people, especially now, they just want pick a side, pick this or that. What do you feel like? There's no in between, and it's like. Not everything is that simple,
Almost nothing's that simple. I mean, if you want to...
Yeah, if you really think about it.
If you want to dig into shit, I mean...
I'm telling you, I haven't had one in a while, but my oldest brother, we used to have some political debates, kind of like before and after the 2016 election. But they were really interesting. Of course, they got some really tense sometimes, and, our views were very polar opposite, but... they were interesting, and we did, like, I felt like we learned, like, from each other, and I feel like that's the most productive thing, and it's like, you're not always going to agree with people, and that's okay, but my main thing is respect. You just respect people, respect who they are, don't try to, like, degrade them in any way, and, like, as long as they're giving respect back to you in return, it's like, you can have a talk, and it's okay. If it gets heated, that's okay, too, because some of these, like you said, most of these things, they're not cut and dry, they're not easy, like, you know what I mean, and there's just so much to it.
Because it's all, a lot of current policy suggestions are all theoretical.
Mm-hmm.
Neither side knows what's going to work.
No.
You can't say communism, socialism doesn't work. It's never been implemented. I mean, when it has, look, I mean, any system, if there's bad actors, it's going to fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
And especially if you have socialism and the fucking CIA is fomenting unrest in your country, then yeah, sure, socialism isn't going to work. You know what I mean? And then unfettered capitalism also. It's a great idea on paper, but you know what I mean? Like, you can have a capitalist society, and if everybody's a fucking asshole and they're hiring lawyers by the dozens and they're figuring out how to fuck people, we got a problem.
Yeah.
And if they can, and not only do they just hire the lawyers, they buy the politicians that then have some influence in how laws get written, right? Because, like, a judge can't, the courts are they're the last resource of the people.
Yeah.
You can petition any court in the land, and that's your guy. You know what I mean? If you're getting fucked over.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can't do anything for you because the guy that's fucking you over bought the legislative body that he has to follow, because it's judged that he has to uphold the law.
Yeah, they're bound by precedents and stuff. You're right. It's like,
right? I just figured that out just now. I just, I know it, but I just put those pieces together.
But really just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just like, how do you, if I go in front of the judge and they're like, hey, man, this guy's fucking you over, but Senator so-and-so and his crew said it's fine because he's taking all the profits he's making up front and buying those dudes and he's stretching the shit out. Hey, man, he bought the right to tell you to go fuck yourself. He's like, yeah, and I agree with you. There's assholes on both sides having these debates. Public discourse. Like a lot of my friends are Republican, and I just have the debate, and a lot of times it ends in, hey, aren't both sides fucking us over? Aren't we?
At the end of the day,
and there is little value on your side as there is mine, because that's my thing. I look at progressives. I see the flaws in liberals thing. You know what I mean? Like I get the. I'm like, all right, so I get that. I definitely see the flaws in the Republicans, or so I think. So I'm like, hey, can we, you know what I mean? Like, can we get it the fuck together?
Right.
There's that scene in Horace and Pete where he's like, hey, you take your perspective on him and vice versa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
That was a great scene, you know?
Yeah. No, it was just so fucking true.
Completely, you know?
It's a shame 20 people watch that show.
I know. I wish more people, I tried to get people to watch it.
It's on Hulu.
Is it on Hulu?
Yeah, a while ago I saw it. I was surprised. I was like, oh,
what?
shit.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
It just randomly appeared, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude, it is funny, man. Like that's really where I stopped with politics. In in my early mid-20s, I had my opinions, and I wasn't rude, but I got and told people to go fuck themselves because this is the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, even though I think I'm still right, I'm like, well, is it actionable? Is it something? You know what I mean? Now I got to convince a Republican, and now we both got to go to fucking City Hall. You know what I mean? Like we can't just, you know, we argue about the dumbest shit.
The dumbest fucking shit.
Twitter, talking heads on TV, and like real stuff never gets mentioned. Citizens United, you know, the whole fucking
things that actually fucking matter.
Yeah, that stuff just gets swept under the rug. It's like, dude, well, they're doing this, but we're arguing about, you know.
They want us fucking distracted and divided. Yeah.
Abortion's that big thing too. It's just like, look, Roe v. Wade has been the
law of the land.
Yeah, it's been a law of the land since the 70s or something.
73,
Yeah. So it's been there, and now like everybody on the fucking Supreme Court is
holy shit,
are right leaning.
Yeah. And
miraculously, it just hasn't disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So it only tells me that, first off, SCOTUS operates under different rules. But, yeah, it just tells us, like, hey, man, you were just using that as a thing to try to get Kavanaugh out. You know what I mean? Which, that guy's funky, you know? But, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, it's like crying wolf.
Mm-hmm. You
cry wolf on the left too often, and it just becomes a thing that, you know what I mean? Like, the war's not going to end with a Republican president. It's going to end with Trump, maybe, probably. Like, I mean, dude, the second he started tweeting about how big his red button is on his desk.
Holy shit.
That was the one time I said, all right, y'all need to get your boy.
Yeah.
Because all the other shit's, I think it's silly and it's fine. And it's a very interesting way of governing, I think. But, yeah, that shit was like, hey, man, we're trying to get these fucking people out of there. You know what I mean? We're trying to figure it out. And you're about to pick up a red telephone on somebody. Like, even then, I'm like, dude, we got moves, you know? One little fucking bottle rocket from North Korea is not going to reach us, you know? Like, we got, you know, there's a few things in the way, but I think. But yeah, man, that was the one thing where I'm like, come on, player. Like, Trump, like, I love it, you know, he's everything I hate in politics, but I'm loving his process. At least I'm fascinated watching it. I'm like, holy shit, this dude's doing this.
Yeah.
We'll talk about nuking people. And then Biden started talking about nuking people. I'm like, fuck me. We all know that, right? We think those people are silly. The fucking people are stockpiling AKs. Mm-hmm. We're like, yeah, dude, we got planes. You're fucked. Don't be a president. So. Yeah, man. All right. What do you say, player?
Ready to call it?
Yeah, your call. What you got? You got something in the chamber?
Let me think. I guess. I think I'm tapped out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We every episode, I feel like we're gonna solve the mystery of life.
Yeah.
And we
No,
do.
I know.
We cross it. Yeah. Take us out. Do the honors.
All right. Well, hope you all have enjoyed this current episode of Akeem the Don podcast. Well, without Akeem because he left us, abandoned us, and well, he'll be back. And I filled in for him, Kieran. And
I gotta tell you, I think you did a splendid job.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I think you killed it.
Thank you, Sean.
And yeah, we kind of hijacked Keem's pod a little, and then did
Yeah.
our own thing. You know what I mean? This became a whole different thing, which I love.
Yeah. It kind of turned out kind of good. I liked it.
It was good.
Yeah.
Keem, if you don't like it, why don't you come the fuck back?
Yeah, come the fuck back. Show us what you got.
just for the two people listening, Keem is he's on vacation.
He's on vacation.
He's chilling. I apologize. Deathly illness took the Don all of August. So that's why you haven't heard from us. But we're gonna keep up. Shit, when's he coming back?
I'll be back Wednesday.
Okay.
The 22nd.
He'll be back for episode 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alrighty. Well,
folks, that's about it. We're beat.
Until next time.
See ya.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening.